right, testing. Can you say something?
Tesla.
Right. You sound good?
Yeah,
All right, cool.
I'm a little louder than you, but I can live with that. I'm never louder than you, so you'll fix it.
That's good. It's the way it should be. Plus, I got a bunch of shit going on behind me, so we straight. We figured out. All right.
Yeah, man. Are we recording?
Yes, we are. We in there.
All right, man. What's up?
Let's come off top.
How
Sorry,
you,
I'm coming
man?
a little flat. A little flat.
Hey,
It's hot
man.
as fuck right now.
Hey, y'all.
It's hot.
Fresh off vacation. Fresh off the holiday where niggas blow shit up. Turn that down. Yeah. How was your 4th of Julio?
4th of Julio?
Yeah, how was your 4th of Julio? 4th of
I-
Julius.
Nah.
I really
Well, I had a 5th of Julio like 2 days before, so
Yeah.
you know.
A 5th of Julio?
Yeah, I had a 5th of Julio. You know, on the 2nd of Julio.
Wow.
It's made for, you know, a sober 4th of Julio.
Did you make Orange Julius?
So exactly. Orange Julius and seltzer, flavored seltzer and shit. So
Yeah, man. I tried to sleep through it, but niggas kept blowing shit up. I live around a bunch of white people, so they love that shit.
I mean, they love that shit here too. And all these, man, listen, dog, it's gonna be fireworks every day and night until after Labor Day. It's just
Well, maybe it's not a white thing. Maybe it's a man thing. Do men just generally like blowing shit up and playing with fire? Is that just a thing?
Hell yeah.
I never got into it. I never. First off, I wasn't allowed to do that shit when I was young. But then, like, you know, ain't nobody trying to. What was the boy name? Paul Pierre or whatever.
You what?
Jason Paul Pierre or whatever.
The dude that blew part of his hand off or some
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah. I ain't trying to be that nigga, but
Yeah.
I just figured the amount of fun that I'm going to have out of that, it ain't worth the risk. I guess I was too old by the time it came around, you know.
I mean, I guess it's more or less, you know, it's never old enough because, you know, I was old enough to one point to be disappointed in myself for like going around with my friends just chasing each other with Roman candles and shit like that. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like niggas be doing
Yeah.
having fights and shit now with that shit.
yeah,
And it's like it's fun, but it's goddamn scary.
like, but the thing is, man, at least in the way that niggas have played, nobody's ever really tried to like blow anybody's shit off. Like what motherfuckers would probably do is that like they would actually like just, if everybody's be sitting somewhere, they just pretty much just light some shit behind niggas and just like niggas just start fucking spazzing out and get scared and shit. Like, damn, niggas shooting this, you know what I mean? So it's just, you know. One jump was actually bad because like somebody like he fucking like shot some shit into niggas like shirt pocket and that shit like blew his shirt pocket off. That shit was wild.
He blow his titty off.
Nah.
He still had his titty.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's what happens, man. When you got your pen pocket, you can't blow it off. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, man. So yeah, I didn't do shit though. You had a day off or something?
yeah, I was off that day. I was kicking it. No, actually, it's funny. I ended up cooking that day, even though it fucking started torrentially downpouring just like right after I fucking lit the grill. That was ass.
That's funny.
You know, but despite, you know, a nigga being out there like in an umbrella and shit like that, niggas like, you know, grilled up some lamb. Niggas actually grilled up some cactus and shit. That was pretty fly.
That was traditional American fare, cactus and lamb.
Yeah, you know, Central American fare. You know what I mean?
Word.
So we did that.
You was celebrating the people who this country got taken from?
No, nigga, I was cooking dinner for myself that night.
Oh,
I just
that's just
appreciated
all you had.
the day off. So speaking of which, actually, it's funny. Let's get into this here.
What?
So Jill Scott, she actually at Essence Fest, she sang her own rendition of the Star Spangled Banner.
All right, let's introduce this shit first. Yeah. Unless y'all niggas forgot, fuck my name, fuck his name, and this is a reminder. I'm Romeo, aka Rome the Godly, aka Young Italy, aka Romy Santana from next door. And this is my man right here,
I'm Tretch.
aka Filipino Primo, aka Tretch It Out, aka Treacherous Malone. And you are listening to
Stretch your leg up too. Just
Stretch Your Leg.
Let that be known.
I already had that written down.
Let
It's just
that be
I didn't
known.
have to say it. Stretch your leg up.
Let that be known.
Stretch it out. So and this is
The Trutch and Romeo News Podcast.
Welcome. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music at TRN Podcast. You can also follow us on Twitter at the TRN Podcast, on IG at TRN Podcast, and on Twitch, TRN Podcast. Holla at your boys. So yeah, Jill Scott, she sang her own rendition of
Yeah, the national anthem.
Was it good?
It made a lot of people upset. So
I mean, why?
Because I guess it made a lot of I still haven't listened to it myself, so this is gonna be like a listening experience for both of us right now. So
Oh, you finna play it?
yeah, finna play it. Yeah, man.
All right, let's go.
So
Shit.
you know what I mean. So apparently it offended a lot of people
DJ
because she
Trutch.
actually made some how should I say it? She
Street
took creative license
fire.
to change some of the lyrics in the song.
She's allowed.
Yeah, you can do that with any song.
It's a 400-year-old song. She
You know what I mean? So yeah, it was well without it. Yeah. The
Can I say something
property
real
rights
quick?
on that shit is gone and shit.
Can I say something real quick before you start this track?
Yeah.
The other day, I was thinking about the bicentennial, right?
Bicentennial.
Yeah, 1976,
Bicentennial, man.
right? I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about the fact that, you and I, we was born the same year, which was not 1976. Do you realize we're not going to be able to see no America birthdays? Like, America 100 birthdays? Like, apparently, bicentennial was the biggest party this century. And before that, apparently the centennial was a big ass party too. Niggas was tripping. Happy birthday America type shit. So I just realized, like, I'm gonna probably die before the next big party.
Oh, America's 300th birthday.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make it. And if I do, I ain't gonna want to, I ain't gonna be partying.
I mean, that's the thing. It'd be a different type of party. I mean, you probably be in either way, you'd be in the heavenverse or the metaverse at that point. You know what I mean? So
Shit, don't put me in the metaverse. Fuck that. That shit's probably hell. That's probably what hell is. Living
what
for,
the meta
yeah, your consciousness living forever in a fucking computer or a microchip. Yeah, that's hell. It burns. Sorry, go ahead.
I know, man. So if you ever seen that movie Upload, so it's actually a show Upload. It kind of sucks actually. You gotta wait until they make the later. It's like any other piece of technology, you know what I mean? You gotta wait till like the later versions of that shit. Don't be the first. You know what I mean?
No, never, never.
Don't ever buy the first generation.
Yeah.
But damn, but that's funny, man. Thinking about that because a lot of people were like complaining about like everybody not being as patriotic anymore. So I'm figuring like, yo, if like niggas really hate shit right now, I mean, will 300 really even be a thing? You know what I mean? Will America make it to 300 at this point?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, if you look at the typical age of civilizations, like, we kind of coming up on the end. They usually go to about 300 or 400 years.
Yeah, so I mean, it looked like we at least got another 1.5 on us. But it seemed like
not if this AI apocalypse come like I think it's going to come in the next 5 to 10 years.
I mean, I don't know. I think it might end up being it's going to be more of a letdown because I think everybody's expectations are very high right now.
For what?
For AI. It's just like anything. Like, remember, like, when niggas, like, when you had, like, the .com bust and shit like that, and shit, like, niggas just fucking, like, were really just invested and had their hopes up in this technology, but, it didn't really quite come as soon as, like, eventually we would get to that. We are in the .com era now, for lack of a better word, but it wasn't like that overnight thing, like what everybody's expectations were of it at that time. There still wasn't like really like a market leader, so to speak, that came in and like made something that was transformative that like really kind of changed the way that we actually approach that shit. So
Google.
Yeah, Google. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, but but they came after the .com boom. You know what I mean? So
that's true. I mean, they had to get organized.
They were the real guys, but
yeah,
they weren't on heat seeker status and shit like that. So. You know what I mean? The AI that we're worried about, like, we're probably not even, like, we're not even wary of right now. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, this.
Well, they actually said they was going to slow that shit down right now because a lot of concerns with niggas. But you know how people is with
yeah, because everybody's scared of shit, man.
You know how
listen,
industry
dog,
is.
Listen, I just watched Terminator the other night, dog. I'm terrified of this shit.
Yeah.
Terminator 2.
No, listen, you got to learn.
Start bringing jelly monsters from the future to come fuck niggas up, dog.
Nigga, you have to learn. You got to learn how to shoot. You got to learn how to run and hide. And you got to learn how to grow your own food.
But what's that going to do against a metallic jelly monster, dog? Like a jelly robot machine thing, man. It's just
because if you can hide, then you can stay away from that nigga. And if you can grow your own food, then you can stay where you hidden at. And if you could shoot, then you could protect yourself from that nigga. That all is very relevant when it comes to your jelly monster. Pause. Yeah, pause. All right, put that Jill shit on.
All right, let's play that shit. Jill. I just want to say that I love and appreciate you for more ways than one. Maybe for the song. I'm not, we gotta listen first. I want to give you your flowers already, but that along the park after dark shit, that shit is like a ultimate vibe setter.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, I would hear that shit all the time.
I bought that album. Not in stores though. I bought it off of a nigga in the subway.
You said it's not. You said it's. Oh, so there you got the bootleg and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I got that new Jill Scott. I was like, I wasn't even thinking about copping that, but I might.
Ready?
All right.
I'm 51 now, by the way.
Get it, girl.
Good too.
Get it, girl.
Oh, say, can you see by the blood in the
Streets. Yeah, I love it. I'm already here.
that this place doesn't smile on you, colored child, whose blood built this land with sweat and their hands. But you'll die in this place, and your memory erased. Oh, say, does this truth hold any weight?
Damn.
This is not the land of the free.
Shouts out to the sound guy.
Where was that at?
That was at Essence Fest, dog.
Okay. How y'all gonna get mad then? That was for the audience. Yeah, was that like open air? Cause that shit sounded haunting. Like the echo in the back and the long pauses she was taking and shit.
I mean, I think she just had a really good sound guy.
Nah, I think it was intentional, my nigga. I think the Lord smiled on that motherfucker, and I think they're really skilled at what they do. I don't think it was just a happy accident. I think that they knew this shit was gonna be very iconic, cause I've been there throughout her sound checks before. Cause
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and I see how serious she is. She's very, very locked in when it comes to these young. Like she's like Prince.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she like Prince. Like she wanted how she wanted. She's very particular. She ain't like one of the people who just come through, sing the song, and bounce out. Like she's like, nah, this gonna be
you gonna
this.
sing this the weight.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna hit this note right here, right?
Do it
here, you know what I
again,
mean?
Johnny. Yeah, dog. So I don't know how that shit make you feel.
I mean, like you said, it was playing to the audience. I was just more or less just intrigued with like everybody's I guess the reaction. I wasn't surprised though, but
What, the outpouring of emotion?
I guess both ways.
Oh,
But
is it all support? I hope it is.
nah, a lot of niggas complaining.
Niggas is complaining,
how
or
she-
just white people?
Nah, it's a lot of niggas complaining too.
Why is niggas complaining?
Because they feel like they love America and they don't want to actually have this narrative about like us being slaves being painted over top of America, and it's just
What
like,
you
hey
mean?
buddy,
We built this shit. Take your fucking credit.
it is what it is, bro.
Like, take your credit, man. If you don't want to recognize the past that we came from, then you're going to be just... First off, I could sit here and be say you're going to be destined to repeat it. Cliche. That's what I should have said. Or I could sit here and say, if you don't accept the past, the nasty, ugly past that built this present, then you basically ignoring the present that's in front of your fucking face.
Yeah.
Because all of this shit is a product of that shit. Dead serious. Like, you can't understand no social dynamics in this country if you refuse to accept the reality of slavery. And then on top of that, if you really want to sit here and act like privilege don't still exist, see, that's why I was so hell-bent on calling white people niggas. Because I was trying my best to let niggas know that they was privileged without giving them white guilt, right? So when I call them a nigga, they don't feel guilty. They feel conflicted. They feel at odds, but they don't feel guilty. I don't want to give them white guilt. I just want them to have white compassion. Like, remember when all them niggas was blacking out their screens on Instagram and everybody was like, even Carson, everybody was like, I'm listening. I thought that was the most condescending shit ever. I'm listening. Go ahead. Get it off your chest. I'm listening. Bitch, shut the fuck up. You ain't my fucking psychologist. What the fuck you think? You a therapist now? So I really was like, no, don't listen. Don't listen. Ask questions. Talk. Let's get a conversation going. Let it be two-sided. Let's not make this a one-sided thing, because it's still a one-sided thing. Like 3 years later, still kind of a one-sided thing.
Yeah, it's like, man, it's too many-sided thing right now, man. Everybody getting their little piece of the pie right now. That's the.
I mean,
everybody's angling a lot of different ways right now. It's not necessarily like nobody's really having that. I'm not gonna say nobody's having it, but nobody really focuses on like the forefront of actually like coming together and building relationships and like
this niggas focused on it. First off, as far as I know, my nigga Adam 22 is out here focused on reparations like niggas is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Giving back.
Yeah, and more shit.
You know what I'm saying?
He made
he putting his name on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He owning up to that shit.
That was real reparations.
So
his reputation reparation right there. You know what I mean? So you did both right there. That's a lot to give up right there. Mm-hmm. Shouts out to him for that. So
Nah. He ain't really give up much.
No.
She was already.
I mean,
she was gonna do it anyway.
Nigga, this is a rollout for like a 20-month like fucking campaign, dog. This shit gonna be.
It is already. It's been it's a rollout. It's been a rollout.
Different type of rollout. You know what I mean? Red carpet dick rollout and fucking like porn rollout, social media rollout. So,
yeah. I know. I was just being sarcastic. Obviously, he's taking my people for a ride as well.
Him and his wife.
Yeah. Paid my nigga 10 racks. He already got that money back off of these Twitters. Just off of these tweets. He got that money back.
Damn, he only gave him 10?
He gave him 10.
Damn, dog.
Hey, look, Bull said his price was only 4. They gave him 10. Damn. They looked out. My nigga sold himself short.
For real. Damn, dog. BBC selling short.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That sucks. You should actually, man. Damn, that's crazy, man. I would have at least thought he would have tried to at least get some type of, what do you call that? Like digital rights,
royalties and shit.
Yeah, I mean some royalties. You know what I mean?
Nah, you probably.
I mean royalties off your royal oats and shit like that. You know what I mean?
You think you're part of the union?
The union?
You think you're part of the union?
I mean, I'd hope so.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen him other places. Pause. So,
I don't know. I'm not saying yeah or no. I'm just saying I don't know.
Just completely independent, just right off the street.
I ain't gonna say that. Like he obviously got, experience and shit. He got a portfolio available because she was a big fan beforehand.
Oh yeah.
But do I think that nigga is set up to collect royalties right now? From his what PRO or something? Who you holla at for that?
I don't know.
SAG? You think he?
Nah, I mean I'm pretty sure porn does have its own like version of.
No, I'm sure it does.
SAG,
but
you know what I mean?
I just don't know if he's a part of it. I'm not sure.
I mean, maybe.
I hope so.
Because I mean, the thing is,
get your paper right, my nigga.
I guess was Adam's wife. She seems to be pretty popular and big and out there. So I'm pretty sure.
I ain't never heard of that bitch other than through him.
I mean, I remember I used to follow her on YouTube back in the day, and then I started following Adam like about I don't know 5-6 years back. Then like it was kind of crazy when I realized that listening to some of his podcasts that he was married to her. And then I found out that like him and her, he was like also a fucking like amateur porn star shooting a bunch of shit with her and shit too.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, that's crazy.
I already knew that.
I'm listening to this guy's podcast. I've seen his dick. Yeah, I can't be a fan no more. But it's just like it's just so then you have all these like this shit going on in public with him, And then again, he did actually drop a video. It was like a really cool documentary on YouTube about fucking Brian Pumper. That was actually pretty fire. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. It was like kind of like a artist profile type of jaunt that he did on him, and I was like, damn, of all the random people, but
He ain't random. That nigga's a star.
I mean, he's a star, but you know,
that nigga is a star.
But
He wasn't built.
That was the premise of it. It was just like, yo, this nigga was he pretty much just saying that like this nigga was ahead of his time. Like,
yeah,
if like I mean, if
he
like,
could have went pop. Like
exactly.
it was just too early.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like maybe 5
like,
years
like
later.
3 years too early.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He could have been on all the shows. Like he'd be just like Michael Strahan up here interviewing the fucking Prince. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that. I mean, it depends on what Prince. I guess that too. So.
Nah, I'm serious. I'm dead ass serious. Listen, Michael Strahan up here got this nigga about to cry with the close-ups and shit. They sitting about this close to each other. He talking to him all serious, gap tooth and shit. And I'm sitting there looking like, damn, this nigga used to fucking chase down quarterbacks and bang them in the ground. And now he's interviewing the goddamn Prince.
Yeah, but that's a guy that's groomed for media. You really think, man, fucking Brian Pumper gonna be on TV with Kelly every morning?
I'm telling you, Brian Pumper had it in him. Brian Pumper didn't need to be groomed. He already had it in him. That nigga was a star, bro. Come on. Get out of here. He's the first nigga that was fuck trapping and rapping.
Yes, he was.
And he was getting it. This nigga never had a shirt on, not one time in his life. No, matter of fact, I seen him with a G-Unit shirt on one time.
Nah. Well, that's the thing. If he wasn't wearing a shirt, like the nigga just always had his
chains, man. He stayed with his chains.
This nigga was just iced out.
He had fucking ring. He had pinky rings. He had watches and bracelets and shit.
Nigga was iced out while he was dicing out and shit.
Just like any young thousandaire would. Young black thousandaire would. He was iced the fuck out.
Damn, dog.
Oh man, so how you feel, man? You think?
By the way.
You think Keke Palmer should have just thugged it out and wore some Timbs and a hoodie?
Who?
Keke Palmer.
Keke Palmer.
You think she should have just?
I mean, Timbs and a hoodie, that would have been even worse. Man, like, you know, that I mean, man, what was going to happen was going to happen, and what couldn't happen any other way. You know what I mean? So, Keke Palmer just had a kid. You know what I mean? She's out here showing off her baby body, or post-baby body. And, like, you know what I mean? She on the comeback season, so, you know.
Her light-skinned boyfriend posted, though.
I know, yeah. I mean, I've been noticing, like, how she's been looking in the public for the past, like, couple weeks and months.
This is a pretty light-skinned post.
Huh?
It was a pretty light-skinned post.
It was light-skinned. Terribly. Terrible.
Like, I 100% agree with his sentiments, but you think I would have did it like that?
On public after the fact? It's just like, yo, like, why you ain't say nothing before she left?
Hold yourself, nigga. Like, first off, you supposed to grab that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And let her know you ain't going no fucking where, girl. I got something to give you right now.
Exactly. So
she might not make it to the show.
Exactly.
He might. Hey, we make it to the next one maybe. He coming back to town in what, 3-4 more years? He a legacy act. He always moving.
Yeah, he always on tour, always on the road.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just my stance. I don't know. Am I wrong for that?
It was weak. It was weak. I mean, I agree with the sentiments. The thing is just like, why are you saying that in public? Why you like? That's the thing.
Why you talking to us?
Yeah, why you talking to us? Why
ain't talking to her?
He's like, yeah, you a mom, and just like, yeah, you. All right, so you venting on Twitter?
Nah, nigga.
About your girl. She at the Usher concert. Why you ain't at the concert?
Nah, nigga. So, I don't know.
I mean, they had a video with another.
That's
dude.
what I'm saying. Why you wasn't right there with her in VIP?
Yeah,
she'd have been dancing on you.
It was a video of another dude who, like, you know, like Usher came over and like shook his hand, sang to his lady, and walked off.
It'd have been respectable. This nigga.
So
you can't be a jealous guy out here, man. It don't work. It really don't work. And I mean, unless you just gonna be like a full-on, like, abusive weirdo boyfriend, and in which case, if it's right, then that shit goes right with the character.
Yeah, I mean, but publicly doing things like that seems like that in itself is that's I don't know. It's abuse adjacent. Can I say that? Can I say something like that?
I don't know if I could say it's abuse. I would say because it's not abuse. It's controlling to an extent, but you ain't even got enough control to control. It would have been abuse if he'd have been like, nah, you ain't going nowhere. And that's it. No fucking conversation, no discussion. I dare you. That'd have been abusive. You know what I'm saying? And like left her absolutely no choice, kidnapped her, kept her out of the public and shit like that. That'd have been abusive. But to just like insist, babe, don't do it. I don't want you to do it. And then she walk away. God damn it, babe. No, it ain't abusive.
And then the next morning, like, damn, she did it. Why would you do that?
Yeah,
post it
online. Yeah,
but the thing about it is like
that's not abusive.
I feel like it's somewhat abusive in a sense because essentially, like, you know, he pretty much just ratted his like everybody. All right, she was out there in public, hanging, singing, and dancing with Usher at the concert and shit like that.
If I couldn't now, first off, I can't say control my girl because then ain't no woman gonna listen to this show ever again, right? But if me and my girl can't get on the same page enough to where we want similar things on the same day, then I ain't gonna be talking to y'all niggas about it. I'm gonna either keep it to myself or I'm gonna work on it diligently until I do have something to share about it. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be fucking embarrassed. I'm gonna be embarrassed and I'm gonna be like, damn, I got to get this shit under control. And that's what's gonna be my mission that whole entire fucking day. It's getting this shit under control.
I mean, but he then he came in the next day and just told everybody how out of control it was himself. You know what I mean? And then essentially,
lead a bitch then, nigga. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Come on, you already got mad publicity off this shit, bro. You go and get some ass, man. Chill. And apparently, what he was fucking like Janet Jackson was on him.
She was on him. That was him.
I don't know. You sent me a video of the light skin nigga at the Janet Jackson concert. I figured that was him.
No.
Oh, that wasn't him.
I mean, he should have did that. Should have been the comeback right there.
I thought he did that before. I thought you saw like, yo, this was him years ago though.
Nah.
It's like, cuz you a hypocrite, bro. You can't do that. You a hypocrite.
Nah, that wasn't him. He wished it was him.
Oh, that nigga, man. That nigga creamed his pants.
I would have. In front of everybody, 20,000 people there that night. I mean, I go down like that. I mean, that's the thing. At least
I would have took her titty out like.
At least she didn't cream her pants in front of in front of everybody. Like she was just there sitting there like chilling and enjoying. Yeah,
she was chilling.
Like him complaining drew more attention to this. Like it would have been. It was a thing when it happened, and then when it would have been all said and done with.
Yeah.
And if he wouldn't have gave his 2 piece. That's his 2 cents, 2 pieces, whatever. If he wouldn't have publicly said how he felt about it, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have actually blown up out of proportion the way it is now. So it was a bit exploitative because it's just like I can't control my bitch. Twitter control her for me because I'm too weak. You know what I mean? And you got everybody saying like, yeah, you can't be out here dressing like that when you got a man and this is that. It's just like if he wouldn't have said anything, kept that to himself, like. Everybody would forgot about that shit like 2-3 days afterwards. You know what I mean? That just
not only that. If he would have just chilled out, kept his peace, held his peace, let that shit play out, it would be dead by now. Not only that, she probably would be like appreciative for him being like supportive of her and whatever the fuck she went and did. She probably would have came back and was like, all right,
would have gave him his own private Janet Jackson at the crib.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Came back and said, that was that. I appreciate you letting me do that. What can I do? You know what I'm saying? What can I do? Make it up for you. Take you somewhere. Buy you some shit.
You gotta get a little Faith Evans action. You know what I mean? As soon as I get home. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I mean that's that though. But,
yeah. I mean, look at how Cardi B dressed. You don't see Offset tripping?
I mean, that's what he like. You know what I mean? He know how to handle for lack of a word, a bad bitch. You know what I mean? So,
well, I know. I mean, earlier last week, I don't know.
He's a city boy himself, or a hot boy, city boy, both.
Last week, I don't know. He was saying on Gang, somebody smashed his wife, or on me.
I mean, see that shit? On him.
He said on
somebody smashed his wife on him.
Yeah, on Instagram. He said.
Damn.
That. He said somebody fucked my wife on me, gang.
Damn, dog.
Yeah.
Yo, this nigga actually, he
than
deeper than Adam. Adam at least just let it happen. You know what I mean? He ain't let a nigga fuck his wife on him, dog. Like, what the fuck, dog? Like, like, what you doing, dog?
Like, right there on you?
On you?
Damn, nigga, she ain't even wait till you left.
I mean, I've seen videos like that. That shit just be weird, man. It's just like, man. It's just wild, man. Some dudes be trying to get like a front row seat at the action, dog. It's just damn, dog. I didn't think he would be that type, but then again, I don't know, man. It's Hollywood, man. It's Hollywood.
Yeah, they teach you how to do that, bro. Like, all right, so okay, all right, so this is Jalen Green shit, right? So, you got anything you want to say?
Jalen Green.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm not. He's not the only one that's. What's the other homeboy's name? Was it Christopher?
Josh Christopher.
Josh Christopher.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man. They both culpable in this. You know what I mean? Shit. You know, you can't just out one partner and not the other. You know what I mean? So that's
they partners?
You can't slut shame.
How you know they identify as partners?
I mean, they play on the same team.
No, he got traded.
Josh
Christopher got traded.
All right, the former partners.
They got that nigga.
All right, sorry. I should use teammates. So it's just being a little facetious here, but yeah, teammates. I mean, there was other niggas in the room watching and laughing at the same time too. So, you know,
Yeah, I mean, I wish
I ain't forget about y'all niggas either. But
I wish I didn't had this discussion with you already, because you already kind of know where I'm going with this. But
listen, dog, you know me, man. I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. Pause.
okay, so like the history of gay behavior among straight male friend groups, right? Right.
A lesson, folks.
So, ball taps, smacking niggas' asses, rubbing niggas' arms and shoulders and shit, sometimes thighs. Did you ever experience that?
I mean, yeah, playing sports, or just generally just fighting with niggas. I mean, I don't know. Even still to this, not to this day, but until a few years recent, niggas was still fucking ball tap each other. Used to be talking and shit, and then niggas just like, yeah, what's up, man? Damn, y'all niggas ain't got no lighter. Fuck all y'all. Bam, bam, just ball tap everybody. It's like, damn, dog, for real. That's how you feel. Shit ain't changed, man.
That sound like your brother. Your brother did that.
Why you do that to that man? You know that man had trying to have kids, man.
Who did that? Who does that?
Balls,
that sound like your brother, yo.
I ain't putting nobody out there. Nah, he wouldn't do that. Well, I don't know. I won't put it past him.
On a good day.
Yeah,
on a good day.
So
on a good day.
I mean, but you know, but it's endearing though. You know what I mean?
No, yeah,
you
I wouldn't blame a nigga.
I love that. I love the fact that my nigga would like to tap my balls. You know what I mean? Shit. You know what I mean? He ain't tapping everybody else's paws, but
Right. I mean, I don't think we can pause nothing in this conversation. Actually, I don't think we got the right to. So I was talking to my one nigga about it, and he was saying like same thing, like sports and shit. But he was saying like he thinks that there's a history of hazing and emasculation linked to sports, locker rooms, but also linked to the way that white men interact with young black males. Because he said he experienced it firsthand when he played football. So me, I wasn't on no team or nothing like that, but I did tell him. I remember when I had a swimming class in school in like 5th grade. Oh, speaking of which, let me go ahead and admit to it. I done smack niggas' balls. I done smack niggas' asses. I done rub niggas' thighs and all that shit. You know, like 6th, 7th grade, I think one cool nigga that I looked up to came up to the spot. Like we was all sitting there hooping and shit, and he was just like, "What's up, boys?" And we was like, so this nigga, he sounded kind of sus right now. And then like, he was like, what are you boys about to go do? Fry the fish, peel the banana. I'm like, what? And that shit was the funniest shit in the world. But here go the thing, this nigga was tough as shit, bro. I would never try this nigga. He was tough as fuck. I don't watch this nigga beat everybody up. So I'm sitting there like, what? All right. So I emulated that. I took that joke and I ran with it. I walked up to my homies and was like, what's up, boys? It's like, what y'all gonna do? They gonna peel the banana? About to fry the fish? About to check the corn? You gonna check the corn? So niggas was on some shit because niggas was trolling. Niggas wanted to see niggas' reactions and shit.
Yeah, it's sus trolling. That's what it is.
Yeah, niggas was sus trolling, right? So that was my experience with it. But anyway, let me go back to this shit. So I had a swimming class in the hood and shit. And obviously for the swimming class, we had a locker room. So I remember like I was real antisocial when I was a kid. Like, plus I had just got to that school, so I wasn't really close to none of them niggas. So I looked at that shit like prison. Plus, I was fighting every day in that bitch. So I didn't feel safe nowhere in that school at any time. So I looked at that shit like prison. When they all got undressed, I stood and I watched and I was just chilling. And then when they all fucking changed and got the fuck out of there, that's when I changed my clothes in like 15 seconds and then got on moving. But the thing was, what I had observed when I was waiting for them to get dressed was all these niggas really love to take off all of their clothes and then start fucking like touching and wrestling and getting all fucking play and shit. And it's like as soon as a nigga get his clothes off, come pussy, and then they fighting and wrestling and shit. And I'm just like, how you doing that with your dick out like that? Like, you don't feel weird? And I've always been a little bit kind of, about that type of shit. But I didn't play in sports teams. I ain't had 4 or 5 brothers who I used to like take baths with or get dressed around or anything like that. So that wasn't like my life, and I ain't experienced that. But apparently, that type of shit builds camaraderie.
I mean, there's a certain level of like comfort motherfuckers just have about just being themselves and naked. Like, I guess when you're an athlete, you're pretty much working on the human form and shit. Your like body, that anyway. You know what I mean? So
you want to show it off?
I mean, maybe there's a part of that.
So you want to touch his?
But then there's a certain part of like,
because you like his.
Hey, I mean, I hope niggas ain't doing that in the locker room, at least intimately. You know what I mean? So Maybe a nigga may like, you know.
I stopped niggas on the street and was like, yo, your back look crazy. How you do that? I've done that, but I ain't never touch him. Just run up on a nigga and grab his back
Go
like,
ahead.
damn, cuz. I might get Britney Spears and shit, get back smacked. But yeah. So,
I don't know. All right, so hold on.
do you think it's racial?
I can see a certain racial component of that. All right, we got to unpack a lot because that was very dense. So
I know,
let's
'cause it's
start
too much.
let's start from where we're at. Like, you know, when
So
you guys
slaves.
were at the slaves.
Sorry, go ahead. So when we were at the pool,
Yeah, so when niggas at the park and shit playing ball, that I just find it funny how, like, you know, when your homeboy showed up like saying sus shit, niggas was like, yo, who the sus nigga? But even though niggas is playing ball, just doing sus shit the whole time, it's just like,
Yeah, basically.
yo, niggas out here playing.
like we was all touching, but he just started saying it.
he was like, yo, you can't really say nothing though, dog. Like,
You know, you
what
were
the
supposed to just leave it unsaid. Like, I'm supposed to be able to touch his balls and nobody say nothing about it and it'd be normal. But nah, we got to address this for what it is.
hell? But I mean, I don't know. Like,
Chuck in
there's
the car.
I don't know. It's weird. I mean, there's a certain point to where, all right, you know, your body is your temple. You got to respect it. You got to respect yourself. But, you know, some people's bodies are walking temples, man. And some people like sharing their temples with other people, and they're just comfortable with their temples just being out there.
I imagine that sports would create that type of a dynamic. Like, you know, we naked every day in front of all, you know, it's normal, so on and so forth. But then, like,
Or just imagine being a top-end athlete, though. Like, you know, I just been playing a fucking crazy-ass fucking football game. Niggas was just in the fucking conference finals. You know what I mean? And fucking, like, you know, I'm playing on 4 or 5 injuries. You know what I mean? I fucking, like, you know what I mean, pull some shit on my back. Got torn muscles. My shit's tweaked and everything like that. Listen, dog, I'm tired of shit. I gotta take a shower, dog. You gonna see this dick. You know what I mean? This is what it is. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm just tired and I'm exhausted. But then some of it is just more or less like, you know, let me just get to it.
but
But
all
I'm
right.
surprised. Like, they used to did they used to let the press in there? You know what I mean? When niggas was actually like butt ass naked and shit like that.
I've seen it. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen niggas walk past naked on, like, fucking water reporters and shit is in there. Pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that, definitely. So, taking that, correlating that with niggas, because I don't know how to put it. So, like, whatever that locker room, whatever the culture of that locker room is, or whatever the culture of that team you on is going to dictate kind of like I said, it's hazing as well. So it's going to dictate how the coaches treat the star players or whatever. The coaches are going to treat the star athletes in such a way, and then the star athletes is going to treat the younger athletes in such a way, and then it's going to become the culture, and it's going to evolve. But what I think my theory is that it evolved from like domination and slavery. Like, basically, like, when they used to break a nigga, they take the biggest, strongest nigga, break that nigga down, treat him in such a way, emasculate him, and then expect him to treat the others like that, and try to teach him to treat the others like that, encourage him to treat the others like that. Just like you called a nigga, and then a nigga started calling himself a nigga, and then a nigga started calling his loved ones a nigga, and now a nigga's just niggas. All of us is niggas, and we love it. You know what I mean?
Everybody's a nigga.
Right.
So
I'm a nigga, he's a nigga, she's... Wasn't that a Nas song? I'm a nigga, he's a nigga, she's a nigga too.
yeah, or something. I mean, I know Kendrick said some shit like that.
Okay.
I mean, I know Kanye. I mean,
Nas was supposed to drop the nigga
He
album.
tried to album called Nigga.
Ended
I
up
forgot what
being
it called. Ended up being, like,
Stillmatic.
Untitled or some shit like that.
It's like,
or-
no, yeah, it was something. No, it wasn't Untitled. It was something, but it wasn't nigga.
He's like, nigga.
It was
the
it was something like Cross or something. Cross something. I remember because I didn't like it. But yeah. So I know it's like, it seems far fetched, and I don't have enough evidence and shit, and I don't have enough proof that I could give you and shit. But if you look at how a master would treat a slave, because he's got to work intimately with that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're close. There's a close relationship now. He might not love him. He might not respect him. He might not appreciate him. Well, yeah, he appreciates him. But there's a certain closeness in that. So in that close relationship, there is a, you know, there's a controlled, a person in control, and then there's a person who's being controlled.
There's a hierarchy. You know
Right.
what I
There's
mean?
a hierarchy. Exactly.
I mean, it's kind of like you said, like coach and player. You know what I mean? And I guess if there's any way, like they can assert their dominance. I don't know if just by smacking people on the ass you're gonna assert dominance over.
Not
them. You have to
necessarily
actually-
just that.
I know,
Not necessarily just that,
But,
but that
it's
is
a way of building camaraderie when you're trying to assert dominance. Is that what you're saying there, or seeing like having some type of buy-in? But,
No, I'm saying that my theory is in order for this nigga to have humped his homie like that super hard, somebody did that to him and he thought it was cool. And most likely the person, now you look at who he is. He's probably first pick, not probably. He was first pick. He's best nigga in his class, tallest, handsome, cool, all of that shit, influential. Somebody saw him, caught his ass at a young age, broke his ass down like that. And then he was like, that's how I'm going to do it. And then he started breaking down niggas like that. And that's it. That's how he treats, that's how he asserts his dominance. That's how he communicates his camaraderie.
just by humping niggas and breaking them down. So-
If that's how them niggas get down, then yeah, they think that's normal. Definitely. Absolutely.
2023, bro.
Either that or he invented it and it's just his fault. But I don't think that. I think he's a young man. I think he's only 20 years old. He ain't in control of none of this
He's
shit.
a dickhead like everybody else, man. So
No, but like that's
niggas used to walk around. They used to have a thing that they call giving niggas milkies. You know what milkies were?
What?
It's go around humping niggas' heads. You know what I mean? So
I can see it flying.
This is
I can
just
see
a
it
thing.
flying.
You know what I mean?
No, but like as
You
a
know what I
kid,
mean?
like we used to stunner niggas and all of that shit. Like niggas would run up and give you the people's elbow. Like it's a joke, it's a game. But a milky, that's slightly different. I don't know, but I could see myself doing that to somebody, and I could see myself getting that shit done to me and not feeling all crazy about it because I done watched 3 other niggas do it. You know what I mean? I could see that being normalized behavior in my friend group. But
You know, I mean, I think there's a certain part of it to where it's like kind of a questionable maturity piece where it's just like, all right, man, y'all niggas, 23, 24 out here.
no, I'm going further though. I think it's actually established. I think it's on purpose. And I think that you can't get just like these niggas think like the Illuminati run the entertainment industry.
So you think
I think that there's a certain level of fame and influence that you will not go and crack into unless you check off these lists, check off checkpoints on these lists. And some of those checkpoints might be they got you in this way, they got you in that way, they got you doing this shit. You've already assimilated to that culture, so now you can be accepted into it. That's it.
so? Is that why Russ didn't work on the Lakers because he wouldn't let LeBron give him a milky?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Ask me
so-
why. Ask that nigga why he
that
getting paid fucking $2 million this year. That shit crazy to me, bro.
But damn. But nah, honestly, I'm looking at this article you just shot me here, man. So who is this? Candace Wiggins?
Yeah, talking to Mike.
Yeah. So, wow. All right. So I didn't know this is actually even the thing, man. So apparently there's a thing of lesbian culture in the WNBA, which I don't know.
Really? They really be gay in the WNBA? You serious?
Yeah, apparently so.
That's
I mean
crazy.
that was fairly obvious. It's just I didn't know it was necessarily. But then again, I don't know. I mean, it could be kind of the same way as what it is in men's locker. I mean, I guess the only difference being is that like
I
these
didn't
niggas
finish my
don't
story.
really.
When I was in the boys' locker room in school, only thing I could think to myself when all them niggas was being mad sus was, damn, I wonder if the girls is doing that in their locker room. I would love to see that. That was the only thing I could think to myself. So the answer is, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Quite likely.
But I guess it's different when motherfuckers actually really like each other. So like
I mean, how you know girls is weird? They treat each other weird. They got different dynamics when they talk to each other.
they do, but
Like they'll smile all in girls' faces and then walk around and be like, I don't know what's up with that girl. Something wrong with her. Like they just different. They different.
So
Everything
it's
ain't on the surface when it come to girls.
it's not. So which makes it even worse because it's kind of weird because can you imagine like getting your butt touched by somebody, but them actually like really you not knowing whether or not they really trying to cop a feel and try to come at you or what. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a.
No, but that's the thing. If they my teammate over a course of a year or 2 years, them touches might, like, I don't know. I remember one time I was asking this girl, I was like, yo, so if a boy touch you like this, you how you gonna, you think he like you? No, I wouldn't think that. I would just think that da-da-da. I was like, all right, well, what if he touch you like this? Or like that? You think, he into you or something? I mean, maybe. All right, well, how about like this? Like, you know what I mean? So the evolution, you can see the evolution being there, and I got all that done in one day. So imagine it over a course of 2 or 3 years playing on the same
sound
team.
like 5
with a chick.
minutes actually, man. So.
Nah, it was really one class. It was biology class. I remember very clearly.
Man, biology in more ways than one.
Yeah. Anatomy.
Biology turned into sex ed really quick. You know what I mean? So
You know how that go.
it's like, man, so where you going after this, man? Let's go to fire escape real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I don't know. Like, oh shit. All right, we cool.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, I just want that shit to burn.
Burn it down.
Yeah, but she said, but Candace Wiggins, she said there was a very, very harmful culture running through the WNBA.
Harmful?
Yeah. So she retired prematurely because the league is really?
Check it out. Read it, nigga.
98% lesbian?
Read it, nigga. So that
Wow.
means that if there's 400 women in that league, that means if there's 400 women in that league, there's only 8 straight ones, is what she's saying, asserting.
I don't, well, yeah, that's the thing. Because you don't know which ones are really married to the husband just for appearances or which ones are really...
Candace was married.
Yeah.
Not this one.
Yeah, I know.
CP3 was married to a man at one point. What you laughing?
I like that. We're gonna just give her his name, huh?
I think ain't never won shit. She a DPOY 3-time champion, nigga.
I mean,
MVP.
They shipped them off to the Warriors anyway, so you
That
know. What
nigga
I mean?
ain't
So-
never. Nah, but you know what I heard it said? They was talking about him on First Things First, and they was like, "Yeah, he says he's excited, but listen to these. This nigga said he was excited 3 times. So how's it feel to play behind Steph? Yeah, I'm excited." that nigga sounded so broken and defeated, bro. He said, "I'm excited 3 times. I'm excited. I'm really excited." Yeah. So
that's pretty bad though. So I mean, so essentially, like, you know what I mean, she got groped and then she got called a bitch a lot, and that shit became a very toxic.
they spit her out.
environment.
They chewed her up and spit her out because she didn't want to assimilate. So they rejected her, like bacteria. You know what I'm saying? And that is what it is. Like, she don't feel bad about it. She got out of it because she wanted to do what she wanted to do,
Yeah.
which was like be allowed to be straight.
So, but that's the thing. I guess that's the toxic nature of it, though. Are they trying to make the WNBA a lesbian-only league, or is it just?
Asking me, I don't know.
Or maybe it's just so many lesbians that have made it that way. It's just like, nah. Well, I can kind of see maybe that cultural, because there's certain type of like different like cultural battles that are like happening within some of these sports leagues. You know what I mean? No matter whether like some of that. Well, maybe not so much the NBA because it's more of like a brotherhood. They got so much money, but I'm definitely thinking maybe in the WNBA to where like they're trying to grow the league and get more money. So they probably see it as, hey man, this is an avenue for my people to get some change, man. So if you ain't really with it and you're not with my people and you ain't with the shits, then man, get the fuck out of our league. You know what I mean? So, I can kind of see that toxic aspect of it. You know what I mean? That's why you got niggas like Freedom Canner and Jonathan Isaac out here, and even Kyrie Irving to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Kind of fighting against some of that fray and that culture within the league. So I can see that part of it, but man, niggas, the main question is just like, can niggas just play sports? But obviously it's just that come with that. You know what I mean? Niggas got families to feed. Niggas got nuts to bust. Who to bust them with. You know what I mean?
I mean, but you could just go to work though too. That's a thing. Just kind of go to work, get your money, go home, come back to work the next day.
I figured that was
Relationships
that'd be
intact.
most people, but
They locked in, huh? It's pro athletes. They locked
different
in.
type of locked in.
These niggas locked in.
So I think that's how the Suns got to they went from like zero to hero so soon. They had like the ultimate like team building activity, you know what I mean? Remember when the Suns, they all went to Vegas and they all had the girl, everybody kind of shared something together.
They broke up after that. All of them niggas. Shit got weird. It really looked like shit got weird, man.
But they made it to the finals the season before though. The season after that though. So you know what I mean? Niggas shared a ride, you know what I mean? Niggas made it to the finals. But then
niggas shared a ride. Wow. Like an Uber or some shit. Like a Uber.
all right.
So the Suns, speaking of the Suns, man, you think You think Frank Vogel gonna clean up the sauce culture over there?
The sus culture?
I mean, the Suns culture over there.
I don't know. I mean, they're a pretty loaded team, man. So it's not really like it's gonna take much for them niggas to actually really be good.
they said Frank know how to handle stars.
I mean, he handled LeBron for a few years.
He handled him.
You know what I mean? He handled PG-13 for a few years.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
He know how to handle stars.
you know how to handle stuff.
He know how to shut the fuck up and stand down. You know how.
So
He definitely know how.
he got 3.5 studs there. You got to deal with too. So
You call Bill half a star?
nah,
Who half a star?
fucking Aiton.
Aiden? He ain't coming back to that team. They getting off that nigga. You seen him play in the playoffs?
Yeah.
That nigga don't want to be there, bro. He quit. He quit on them niggas, bro. And they fired Monty. He quit on them niggas. But apparently Matt Ishbia is like all in on a championship.
Oh yeah, he just bought the team, so he says he's trying to do something these next few seasons. So
Yeah, he trying to win now. But it's crazy. Imagine how that feel as Chris Paul thinking like, damn, this nigga's trying to win now. So he traded me.
True.
I'm trying to win now too, Matt. The fuck?
It's like, damn, dog. I mean, I thought we was gonna renegotiate. I was gonna take a pay cut.
Nigga, I was down with the pay cut, man. Shit, I could have gave you the Russ deal. Yeah, I can't get over this Russ shit.
Yeah, but I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like with the Suns, I mean, I guess I'll make the prediction now. I don't think they're gonna win the championship. They're gonna be a really good competitive team, but
They're gonna be fun to watch. And
Yeah.
they're gonna go away after 2 years or less. It's gonna be
yeah, because I mean,
big three
Kate,
ain't staying
this
together.
is KD's last ride, so I don't necessarily see him staying in the league.
He's gonna fuck around and get injured in another playoff series and then just be like, fuck it.
Well, he's injury prone anyway, so I mean,
Yeah.
he's gonna be under like heavy load management. That nigga only gonna play the playoffs, so
Hopefully.
you know that nigga's gonna play whatever this. And we'll talk about in a sec. This whole midseason NBA Cup shit. He gonna play that shit. Then gonna chill the fuck out and then come back and play in the playoffs. You know what I mean? If niggas have a deep run, he's gonna play a little more. You know what I mean? So, but. Man, I mean, the West is pretty loaded, so you still got to think about, you know, the Lakers, who are like, you know, who will come together a little bit more of a team, as more of a team. Denver's still gonna be nice, but you know, it's really gonna be up to them whether or not they're gonna be able to actually, you know, repeat if somebody's actually come for their ass. You know what I mean? So they got the target in their back, so they got to see whether or not they can handle that. But you got a lot of other teams that are gonna make it interesting anyway, so. Fucking Mavs, they gonna come back. You know, Luka and Kyrie, they gonna have a whole fucking training camp together and shit like that. So we're gonna see how that works out. So they're not really
defense.
a shoe-in.
They need some defense.
Who, Dallas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nigga, when Kyrie got there, they lost. They lost more games than they won when he got there.
Yeah.
I think they won 11-5 or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
because they lost two of their best defenders.
Right.
For a nigga that, you know,
He's 6 feet, man. Fuck
yeah,
it.
yeah,
He's 6 feet tall.
He's
You ain't
not
gotta say nothing
a
else.
defender. You don't play defense.
He can't.
Well,
I mean, he plays defense.
He plays defense,
It's just
but
he's
not
6
yeah.
feet tall, man.
Yeah,
So
so
he only
it's-
can play but so much
It's
defense.
perimeter and passing lane. You know what I mean? It's not really like he's, you know.
Hey,
what I mean?
man.
So, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like, you know, they had some moves to make anyway. So I didn't think they expected to win the championship this season with that trade. You know what I mean? I think they knew, like, all right, well, it's cool. We secured our fucking second star. This season's a fucking this season worked out. They sat niggas got the 10th pick, niggas traded back, came off a bad contract. It was like, you know, so far it's actually been a decent offseason. We'll figure it out from here. But the Suns, I mean, they still got a lot of moves to make because we got to figure out what ends up happening with Ayton, and they got to build out the rest of that bench. So, you know what I mean? Because if one of them niggas get hurt and they just playing with all fucking G League niggas, it ain't gonna really quite work out. So.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that motherfuckers would learn that lesson by now, but I guess that shit don't matter.
So, oh yeah, well, you asked me about this, and I actually listened to the podcast. How do you feel about Pat Bev coming over?
I like it. I like it. He got heart. That nigga give a fuck. He talk good shit. He always in the middle of the play, so can't fault him for his effort. Now, I personally think there's no way he's going to be less productive than PJ Tucker. So I'm not really, I don't know. I don't expect much. My expectations ain't high, but I expect them to put on. I expect them to get more assists and rebounds and points than PJ Tucker.
I think
That's
almost
what I
just,
expect.
I think almost just as much, but I think it's really just the defense. You're gonna see more steals. You know, he's gonna take his like, you know,
He gonna
3-4
work on the
shots
refs.
He gonna
He gonna work on the refs.
You know what I mean? He's gonna get his 1, 2, 3-pointers. He's gonna have his little 5 points, but he's gonna get his 2 steals a game.
Hey man, there was a point in 2021. It was either 2019 or 2021 where Pat Bev led the league in 3-point shooting for like a couple of weeks, man.
Yeah,
his percentage. So like
this is when he was with the
Clippers, still with the
Clippers.
Yeah, he
Well, I thought it was
still
the
with
Timberwolves then, but
Nah, he was still with the Clippers at this time.
oh, okay.
And I was like, he really be making them draws? I remember.
No, it's not that he can't shoot. He just does.
Nah, he just don't be shooting.
Yeah, he's don't get. I mean, the shot really doesn't find him a lot of times. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a case to where. I mean, I see his handle. It's not really like he's breaking that body down. You know what I mean? And like they're not really running too much pick and roll with him.
Nah.
So.
If he catch it and shoot it, he catch it and shoot it. He cut to the basket, he cut to the basket. That's about it. But yeah, I ain't mad at it. I mean, you let him tell it. We'd have won a chip if he was here last year. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't
have let that happen.
Exactly. You think we was just a Pat Bev away from fucking infamy?
In that moment, yeah, I think so. Because I mean,
probably.
I still think Game 6, 5 minutes left on the clock. They take 2 points away. You know what I mean?
No, it was a lot.
Yeah,
and Pat would have not let that happen.
Yeah, he's just like, yo, y'all gotta lock in, dog. Like they just took 2 points off the board, almost like PJ was that one game 4. You know what I mean? Like PJ was just like, you know, he fucking just told Embiid, he's like, yo, stop fucking around, dog. Get your head in the game. You know what I mean? And you know, so they did that. I mean, but having somebody at that moment, I mean, you would have thought PJ would have stepped up then, but you know.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. Let's just like, what the fuck is the coaches for? Like, why is you signing players to do your fucking job? Like, motivate that man, nigga. You get paid enough to motivate that nigga.
He's like, that's why he's a coach on the floor. He's supposed to do his job.
Nigga, you on the floor too. You right here. You sitting on
the Tretch and Romeo News Podcast.
Top five.
Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah,
you're back.
And then you think about, I don't even know where we left off, but I'm gonna just say, sororities, and all of these. What's the male version of those? Fraternities. They always putting pine cones in niggas' asses and making them steal some shit butt naked and roll around in some grass and shit like that on acid and shit. They always doing that shit.
Yeah, that type of hazing has always been going on.
And that's the elites too.
I mean, so I guess that's the ultimate question of like, you know, like how can we allow it to exist in
how
certain
much you want to be
spaces?
down, nigga? That's the ultimate question.
Yeah, well that too. But yeah, like how can we allow it to exist in certain spaces and not in others? But it just depends. I mean, the niggas that are getting hazed, they want that. You know what I mean? There's some niggas that just don't.
Oh man, not again.
Whenever you get it, just
oh
yeah,
go ahead. Yeah, we back in. So
all right.
I'm just gonna leave my phone alone.
Okay.
That's gonna be it there. So
so we was in between Pat Bev and pine cones and booties and shit.
You know, so if you're looking for a place to, you know what I mean, come and, you know what I mean, get you a nice little cheesesteak, man, just go over to K&A, get you this place called Pine Cone Boo.
He was asking him where to go, where not to go and shit. And the first thing I was in the comments like, don't go to Kensington. Don't go to Ken. And then he was like, I mean, you don't want to end up under the train tracks like Kenzo or nothing like that. I'm like, bet. Never mind. Delete my comment. Yeah.
I need to go get it. He's saying like I need to get a steakhouse.
He was like, fuck that. I want to eat what Rocky ate. I was like dying when he said that, bro. I was dying. Like, do this nigga know he ain't real?
But that's funny though. I feel like that's kind of dope. Just like somebody from outside the city film, like being excited, like, yo, I'm about to move to Philly, dog. Yo,
I'm about to come to a place where they tell me I should be. They all tell me I belong here.
It's just like I should be here, and they say like, but I shouldn't go there. Like, yo, what's
what's up with that?
What's Philly really like, man? What's going on out here, man? So,
and he telling him he out fucking AC. He in the fucking
this thing out in the shore and shit like that.
And he out in the nice part of the shore too. Talking about so anyway, guys. what we're talking about. Sorry to leave you guys out of the loop. So we're talking about the Pat Bev pod. Since we are Philadelphia natives and we are Sixers fans, Pat Bev came to the city. So we was like, I don't know, fuck it. Might as well start paying some attention to this nigga. And I will say, Pat Bev quickly, and I won't say so easily, but I think he has dethroned George Niang for having the best podcast of all the Sixers. First, it was Danny Green who had the best Sixers podcast, but it wasn't a Sixers podcast because he had been doing that shit since way before the Sixers. And then you had George Niang, and George Niang, I'm pretty sure his was Sixers exclusive.
Yeah.
And he interviewed everybody, and it was ironic because his last interview was Shake Milton, and they was about to fight on the fucking bench.
Exactly.
So that podcast ended, but every episode was awesome. I really enjoyed that podcast, George Niang, John. But yeah, Pat Bev pod, real good, real transparent. It seemed like them niggas ain't had no topics or whatever. They was just talking as friends, and that was kind of cool. Cause Pat Bev looked at the boy and was like, "Are you gonna come to my house and stay over?" And the boy was just like, "Yeah, of course." Like, bro, I live like right around it, and he's sitting there staring at him like, "Just say yes. I don't need to hear none of that other shit. Just say yes." It was hilarious, bro. It was funny as shit because it was like, it was fairly cute. You know what I'm saying? Fairly cute. Who that with them big old arms?
Hey.
You been working out?
Yeah, I can pull myself upside down and shit.
Really? I can tell. Like your biceps look fucking jacked.
Pump going. Lifting and shit.
I drank all the water.
Not
I
yet.
still got some left here.
Bang bang. Get in there. So yeah. How did you feel about the podcast?
I mean, that was kind of cool. Like I said, it was like dope just actually watching somebody that hadn't lived in Philly or even been to Philly that often, for that matter, pretty much come and just try to actually like show an appreciation, showing that appreciation and excitement to actually be here. Because I don't know, most people act like they don't want to be here, but then they come here and act like, you know, it's the most intriguing place in the world and shit. So,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's
he
it's
cut
weird.
that John. He cut that John. You could tell he ain't even been here yet when he cut that episode, and you could tell like he was genuinely kind of excited about it. So I give him a lot of credit for that. That made me more excited to have him here.
I mean,
honestly.
yeah. I mean, you want people that, you know, you want people to be there,
Right.
I mean, like
I want people that
you,
wanna be there.
Like, you don't want players that like playing reluctantly, like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like,
So this whole Philly thing, like, what is it? Like, yeah, nah, this nigga, he was kind of already locked in to the idea of it, and then he said the city said he heard from a bunch of people that this place is a good place for him. He'll fit right in here. He was like, all I know is y'all be booing me like a motherfucker when I play against y'all, so I expect y'all to be that sixth man for me. Y'all gonna be, you know, and I was like, word life. Word
that's
life.
dope. I mean, we're gonna need him right now because I mean the fan base is very upset at the team. You know what I mean?
I'm tired of having no fucking continuity, bro.
You said having none, or
Yeah,
just-
having no continuity. I'm tired of keep on signing and dropping niggas. Paul Reed about to fucking walk. Danny Ainge playing games with us over in Utah. They ain't even in our fucking division no more. What's up with this nigga, bro? White people, man.
So hold on. So
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I love
Paul
white people.
Reed- I mean-
I love white people.
I guess yeah. We're reporting this. Paul Reed just got an offer sheet from
Yeah,
the
Paul
Utah
Reed.
Jazz.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the
Utah
Sixers
Jazz.
had the opportunity to match, right?
Yeah, because he's unrestricted free agent, so the Sixers have until 11:59 on Sunday to match that shit.
Today. Okay.
Is they going? So we ain't do it. It was 2 hours ago.
11:59
That was 2
tonight,
hours
or
ago.
for tomorrow.
Nah,
like, you know,
nigga.
this-
Noon.
Noon?
Before noon.
Oh.
Paul Reed.
well, I'm not touching my phone no more.
Yeah, you
It's just
can't. You
fucking-
can't.
so I'm gonna rely on you for the information here. But man, that sucks though. I mean, it sucked because I would actually have liked to seen that would have been that's a really big man core right there. You got fucking Joel, Mo Bamba, and fucking Paul Reed. Like that's like I would feel comfortable having those guys as my big men. You know what I mean? You know you're gonna get rebounds. You know you can get energy. You know.
Well, I feel like they're going give a little bit more tick to Montrez. I think that is why I didn't see them
Really? I
re-signing
mean,
Paul.
He got minutes early in the season, but they didn't really use him down the stretch. And the thing is, I mean, you know, I watched Montrez this season. I don't think we really missed not using him in the playoffs. I mean, maybe he it would have been worth it to have it there.
I mean, when he was good, When he was fucking good and productive, when he won his sixth man in this league, the way he was playing, he wasn't the best guy on defense. He was basically putback man. He got a whole lot of. He wasn't a rim protector. He was a whole lot of rebounds, a whole lot of heart, and putbacks. He got mainly all of his points off putbacks, and he
Putbacks,
was
offensive rebounds.
and
and
he
then
was
just-
he was a second. He was a second big man to come behind Zubac, and who else? They had another big nigga too. Can't remember.
Subas.
The nigga from OKC and Toronto.
I know they had
The nigga from OKC and Toronto.
OKC in Toronto.
The African nigga from OKC and Toronto.
Oh, Serge Ibaka.
Yeah, they had Serge.
Yeah,
so they had
yeah.
Serge Ibaka on the floor, the space. They had Ibaka Zubac as a rim protector and a motherfucking big man. He was posting niggas up and everything. And then they had Trez as another rebounder, lob threat, and a nigga who was basically just going to be big and go hard, play tough. But he wasn't a backup center, but he was though. You know what I mean? He was basically an undersized 5.
Yeah.
And
And he gave you some inside attack.
if you ask me, that's all Paul Reed was for us. That was the exact same role. I just seen Montrez do it a little bit better.
Yeah, Paul Reed could
At
actually
one
handle
point.
it. He could pass too, though. That's
Paul
the
Reed
thing.
can shoot too. I don't know
Yeah.
why niggas acting like he can't shoot. He can shoot. He just doesn't. He's not allowed to. But he can shoot. I've seen him shoot, and he can shoot.
I mean, he bagged some major free throws for us in the playoffs and shit.
Clutch Jones.
So
Clutch Jones. His face looked like this. His
and those
face was like,
those Jones is like that
cold.
shit. That shit was barely even hitting net, dog. That shit was
yo,
just
they
through.
was swishes.
And I was
They
like,
was swishes, bro.
it was like
So,
there's
yeah.
no rim on that shot. Just
I'm gonna
like,
miss his ass because God knows I ain't watching no Utah games this year.
I mean, that's yeah. I haven't even seen how they even formulated their squad, but I know they're gonna be like kind of they're gonna be tanking for the next couple seasons anyway.
Did you see the,
stockpiling good niggas?
Did you see the deal between, I think it was them and OKC? OKC just acquired like 10 or 15 more picks.
Really?
Yeah.
From Utah?
Let me find it. The shit was stupid, bro. I barely even believed it when I read it.
See, I think that's a certain part of it as well too, though. It's just like, all right, how many years do you acquire all these picks? At one point, do you just decide, all right, man, we're gonna go for it? I mean, but OKC they already loaded as it is, so I mean, with the core that they have right now, I give it like 3-4 years, man. Those motherfuckers gonna be dominating the league.
OKC?
Yeah,
All right, so I don't know, man. I feel like them niggas is like a development team or something.
just in league development. And shit.
Yeah, like I feel like niggas go there when they need to like shape up a little bit, and then they come back out of there, like how they did Tony Bradley and shit.
I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, well, they were the former Supersonics, then they moved there. I mean, but yeah, that's what OKC was like, all those seasons. But they had a finals run. They just,
They got Patty Mills.
huh?
They just got Patty Mills.
Oh, they did what? The OKC?
Yeah,
Man, he gonna be at like 3-4 more teams, man.
I know.
They've been bouncing his ass all over this
know.
whole fucking offseason. Just
It's crazy too.
we gonna fuck around to getting Patty Mills before the end of the next season.
Okay, the Thunder agreed to acquire veteran guard Patty Mills in a multi-team trade that includes Memphis Grizzlies and Houston Rockets. Trying to see what they traded for him.
Atlanta just made a trade too, right? They made a trade, or they just actually no, they extended DeJounte Murray.
Why he get paid so little? He got paid 4 years, 120.
4 years, 120.
Yeah,
Not bad. He
nigga, he didn't get
the
Fred
max.
Van Vliet money.
Nah, but yeah, he wasn't. But the thing is, I think with DeJounte though,
Is he better than Fred Van Vliet?
I don't. I think.
Yes.
I think Fred
Yes,
can
he
actually
is.
make more money than him though. I think the way the contracts are actually structured though.
Because
So,
Fred stayed with one team for longer, I guess. Is that why? I don't understand that.
one team for longer, and I think like it's essentially the way it works is like when you make certain deals, like the max money you can get extends. And I think DeJounte Murray, I think he was just coming off of like his rookie extension max thing.
You sure?
So at least that's what it seemed like. You know what I mean? 'Cause
All I know is no, that don't make no sense, nigga. Because they're paying what's the name, $52 million, nigga. They're paying Halliburton $52 million a year, bro. He got $260.
he gets that, and what he signed with a 5, right?
5.
5, yeah. So he got his
260 over
so
5.
he got his rookie max. So rookie max is
He's making more than Steph Curry.
yeah.
Steph Curry is making 51.9.
Yeah.
He's making more than anybody else I can find. I'm sure there's somebody out there, but he's making more than anybody else I can find right now. And Fred VanVleet is making more than DeJounte Murray. What's up with the league, cuz? What's up with the league? And Harden pulled a step back, so now this nigga gonna motherfucking lose all his bread. I don't know what's going on with this nigga money, but I feel bad for him.
Well, I mean, it's it's the, how should you say it? It's the casualties of the new CBA and these cap agreements and shit like that. So essentially the way it works is like the way your contract starts and where it goes and how it moves around, it pretty much compromises how much you can make when you go certain places and you move and shit. But if you're a player that actually like kind of if you come in under your rookie deal, and I guess they have these things called like bird rights and things like that, like you can make like a certain percentage more and it counts less against the cap, based on.
Okay, so teams are like incentivized.
Yeah, they're incentivized to pay out the ass to keep their stars. That's what it is.
Okay.
To keep their original stars. So technically with Tyrese Halliburton, he came in under his rookie deal and he got traded with his rookie bird rights. So essentially, like he actually qualifies to get more money. So like anybody
only there though, only in Indiana.
Only Indiana, but there's specific players like he got the same type of deal that Ja Morant got. You know what I mean?
Ja Morant ain't get $52 million.
I mean, well, the cap ain't go up 2 years ago. I mean, like you get the deal that you get for the year that you sign it. And obviously the NBA isn't making a shit ton more money. So just imagine 3-4 years from now when they redo like the TV rights deal, nigga, it's gonna be crazy what niggas getting paid.
Well, no, you know what? I personally think. Oh, let me finish this article. In exchange for absorbing Patty Mills' $6.8 million expiring salary, the Thunder will gain draft compensation.
Okay.
They got like 4 or 5. First off, they got a bunch of picks, but they got like 4 or 5 picks just for taking this nigga on. Wow, that's crazy. But anyway, fuck Dame, right? Fuck Dame. Dame's a giant fucking hypocrite, and he's worse than all the rest of these niggas. All that shit he was talking, he's worse than everybody because he signed the Supermax and then left less than a year after he did that shit. What a bitch. Now, here's the thing, right? I wouldn't be saying this if he was just some random guy who never said nothing about it. But since he is some guy who did say something about it, nigga had a tweet some years ago. I don't know if you remember this, but he was beefing with Paul George or whatever. And, he sent them boys home a couple of times. But then there was one game where he ain't make some free throws. So niggas was clowning him because he ain't make some clutch free throws in the fourth quarter. And his percentages are like
niggas saying he choked and shit.
So they were saying he choked. And he said, y'all keep switching teams, running from the grind. You boys is chumps. So the fact is, he's a fucking hypocrite and a thief. And I think that the CBA is going to be in worse shape 5 years later down the line because of niggas like him, specifically him.
I guess it's funny. I can see why you say that, but I mean it
because he signed a contract.
I feel like
then he hamstrung them niggas by saying I'm only going to one team. Listen, this is fucked. If I put a list of teams together and I'd be like, yo, I'm sorry I gave y'all all I could. I just can't be here no more. I'm tired of the losing. It's breaking me down. Actually, you know what's funny? I was watching 2005 Super Bowl earlier. We could talk about that shit later. But this boy Corey Dillon, who was running all over our ass in that Super Bowl, this nigga had played for Cincinnati earlier in that year. And he had actually said, Joe Buck quoted him. He said, I'd rather flip burgers than play in Cincinnati. So losing does wear on a nigga. Losing completely wears on a nigga. So I do have some compassion for Dame in the situation over the last 11 years. However, with that being the case, one, don't sign a Supermax. Test free agency. You got value. You ain't fucked shit up yet. Somebody fucks with you. Okay, that's one aspect of it. Or let's say you do sign a Supermax. How about you drop a list of teams that you're willing to go to? Right? Because what's going to happen is, one, there's not only one team in this entire league that can win with you. Two, it already came out that you wanted to go to the fucking Warriors before they picked up Chris Paul. So now you look stupid. And then three, and this is the important one. How you gonna go to the team and still expect them to have their stars? So now you only gave your motherfucking team one team that they could trade with, and you told them that you still want those 2 stars there when you get there.
I mean, Kobe Bryant did the same thing a couple of years back.
Yeah, but Kobe Bryant stayed with the fucking Lakers, didn't he?
Eventually, but he was ready to go to Chicago.
I understand, but he stayed with the Lakers though.
So
he stayed there. He didn't go.
But the Lakers figured it out. So Portland didn't figure it out. I think it wasn't like he's really been holding them hostage. I mean, I think he did what he was supposed to do. He publicly supported his team, and he just said, "Listen, dog, I'm gonna be here for the long run. Guys, just do what you can. I'm gonna take you to where I can get you. Just try to build a team around me that you can." But I mean, if anything, I feel like this whole situation
Loyal
is
to
more
the
or less,
soil.
I feel like it's Portland. I feel like it's Portland at this point that decided that they didn't want to actually, you know what I mean? They didn't actually want to like make the investment of actually trying to build a contender. I mean, they could have traded the 3rd overall pick.
Do they owe that to anyone?
What do you mean?
They paid that man hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
They don't owe him anything. They don't owe him to go out and actually be a winning team.
You want a team? Yeah. I mean,
No, they don't.
That's true.
They literally just owe him what his contract said.
Yeah.
That's what they owe him.
But he signed the contract under the premise that they would actually push to be contenders over the next coming seasons. You know what I mean? So
That's not in the contract. I promise you. I ain't read it, but I know for sure it's not in
but
there.
that's why he gets the props, because he could have just decided to test free agency seasons ago.
He
but
don't get no
decided to
props for
stay.
that. He don't get no props for that. You don't get that's what I'm saying. You get
So-
props if you decided to stay and you stick it out. You don't get no props for signing the motherfucking big giant deal and then requesting a trade after that. And then telling them, yo, I only going to go to one team now. And then telling your agent to go out and tell niggas, hey, anybody that makes any calls to this nigga, y'all going to be getting an angry star, so don't even think about it.
Hey, man, that's leverage, man. I mean, he's doing what he can. I mean, if you can, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's not like they put a clause in there that, like, if you get traded, you know, you lose money, or you get traded, you know, they could always negotiate that shit. You know what I mean? They could always de-incentivize niggas to do that shit. So
They could always just be like, no, you know what, Dame? I think we're going to act in our best interest, and we're going to move you to wherever we want to move you
and they
to.
can still do that too,
get our
because I
best
mean,
compensation.
because he asked for that, but he doesn't actually have a no trade clause.
No,
So,
I know. He's only
So-
requesting it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So at the end of the day, it's still a request. So like at the end of the day, they don't even really have to. They don't have to even oblige. You know what I mean? His request. They'd be like, nah, dog, you sign a contract. You're gonna have to make the new 00.
He's making the league suck. Niggas like him is making the league suck. He's gonna make the money suck. He's making player movements suck. And
Nah, the money already.
whatever
sucks.
team he go to, they probably gonna end up sucking too.
Unless he ends up
Asshole.
here.
Nah, fuck that nigga. I don't want him here.
So
I don't want that nigga here, bro. I've been playing around with the trade scenarios. I was like, all right, if we trade Maxey and Tobias, we can make that happen. Dame and James. Dame, James, Joel.
nah.
Sounds good. Looks good. Looks good
Offensively,
on
yeah.
paper. Sounds good. Looks
Yeah.
good on paper. No. But listen, all you do is just go get a bunch of defensive dogs around them niggas. And defensive dogs don't cost a lot of money. You know that.
Nah.
Because that's scoring. They got scoring. They got offense. They got scoring. They got playmaking. Now all you got to do is go get a couple of defenders. Like some real dogs. 2 vets. Whole bunch of young boys who ready to catch 6 fouls and stay in front of a nigga, bro. Whole bunch of
Hit
Jalen
open
McDaniels.
three.
Whole bunch of Jalen
Pass the ball.
McDaniels. Yeah, that's why we don't got Tease no more, because he don't hit no open threes. But yeah, hit an open 3 every once in a while. That's all we need. But at this point now, man,
I mean, I can see how for Dame, for his brand, if he goes to Miami and somehow Miami wins a championship in the next couple seasons, it would definitely add to his fucking, you know, his legend and shit like that. But or maybe he just likes black, white, and red. You know what I mean? You don't want to switch it up. It's a fashion statement.
yeah, I know. He is a blood.
Really?
Nah, just kidding. I don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
But
Wow.
I don't know what that means. But
I thought it was a feminine time of the month joke.
oh shit, damn, yeah. That's a quadruple entendre. I didn't expect that one, but yeah, he is. He is.
Got bars and don't even know it.
I know.
It's trechology back there,
So,
baby.
Damn, that's crazy. I got a book. Yeah, we got a book coming out. All women are bloods.
Treacheristics. Yeah, all women bloods. Women are the bloods of the world.
But
So yeah, Filipino Primo. How you feel about Dame? Since you've been defending him the whole fucking time.
I mean, put it this way. I think, me personally, I think Dame is cooked, and I think he's on his way out of the league. But
Me too. I think he's got way too much usage on him.
I think him being sad all these years and all these injuries, like he's probably got like another like 3-4 years left in him. And sometimes, the contract isn't necessarily just to, you're compensated for previous performance sometimes when you're signing these contracts too. So essentially, like Portland took care of him just on the strength that, listen, dog, we need a nigga that's gonna put some asses in these seats for a few seasons. And now they got enough asses in the seats, and now it's like, all right, cool. We're not gonna keep spending a lot of money on this team. So
Yeah.
let's
get these young boys.
get these young boys. We're not
this
trying to go
Scoot.
over the cap. So yeah, man, where you want to go?
Let's get this Simons.
So it's time. I mean, I feel like the team made a decision because
Keep
they
Matisse.
had,
you saw they match Matisse? You saw they match Matisse off for
yeah,
shit?
they did.
So that nigga ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Ha, you motherfucker.
I mean, I'm happy. I'm not happy. I mean, it would have been funny to see him on the Mavericks.
I'd
the
rather
Mavericks
not see him on the Mavericks.
The Mavericks needed him.
No, they need defense, but they don't need him. Nobody needs him. He don't make shots. I'm real tired of like halfway hoopers. Like halfway hoopers.
So you have to be a all-in two-way player. Just
No, I ain't say you got to be an all-in two-way player. What I said was I'm tired of halfway hoopers, which means that I'm tired of niggas who refuse to try or get better at another aspect of their game that's absolutely vital. Now, I seen James going up against OKC. You know what I'm saying? I seen him lock down Lou Dort. You know what I'm saying? I seen him block that nigga's shot. I don't give a fuck. You seen that nigga balling? He was balling though.
He was.
I seen him block his shot.
Because Lou Dort was the lowest paid. Yo, that whole
Lowest
series
paid nigga in
was
the
crazy.
league, yo,
He's the
versus
lowest
the
paid
highest paid
player
nigga.
guarding the highest paid player in the league.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, that was a crazy.
that was a
dynamic.
different
And
type of
then he
animosity right there.
And then he went to go throw the ball off of James' leg, and James jumped up in the air, and then flexed like, "Oh, nigga, you missed me." Dodgeball fucking champion of the world, bitch. Nigga, James played defense that day, and you know what?
Had Chris Paul crying.
Oh,
Chris
my-
Paul
Chris
was
Paul
like-
always crying.
He was like, "Yo, man, you ain't want to play defense when I was there, but now you want to play
now you
defense
wanna
to
play defense
eliminate
to
me."
send my ass home. I finally got all these young boys around me listening and shit.
He was like, "Damn."
Damn, yo.
They
I
traded
never
that
seen
to the
Dennis
Suns.
Schroeder look so good, man.
That was an interesting trio though. SGA, fucking CP3, and Dennis Schroeder. Like that's quite the guard attack. I mean, that would be kind of cool if we ran something like that. Oh shit! If we ran something like that, like shit. If we just happen to even keep Maxey, we fucking have James.
What do you mean if we happen to keep Maxey? We keeping Maxey.
Yeah, I mean, but if we get Dame and happen to keep Maxey too, so
Oh yeah, we ain't keeping Maxey.
you know what I mean? Have like a three-headed like monster type offense with Embiid in the middle, and then just one of these defending ass niggas there. So, that would be kind of cool. It just depends on how we go about stopping people. I mean, but if Harden ain't
all
gonna
the
shoot
trade
ball,
machines said we're a better team with Dame, so they must know what they're talking about.
man, that's based on how should I say it? Analytics and would be statistics. I mean, we got too many other factors in play here too, man. We got like a new coach. You know what I mean?
He not new. He new to us.
Yeah, he's new to us, but I mean, he's got to, we got to see how long it takes for him to implement his system. That shit ain't gonna happen overnight.
I like his pedigree. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, hell yeah. He's had quite the
This nigga done been everywhere.
Dirty,
He done coached
yeah.
every fucking level, it seems,
yeah.
all over the world. So I kind of give it. I got him a little bit of credit for that because it takes a real solid individual to fit in so many different contexts and thrive.
Right, yeah, and actually have success on a lot of different levels here. So
Yeah.
that's to be respected there. So
And I don't really give a fuck if he, runs the players down as long as they got some juice for the playoffs. That's all I care about. I don't care. I don't need these niggas to have 12-year careers and all of that shit. I just want a chip, man.
we just need one, man.
Yeah,
You get one, man. You can get paid off of that for the next 6 years, man.
exactly.
Danny Green's still in the league, right? He just got a deal for somebody or something like that, or
Oh, really? Really?
I don't know. I mean, KCP, he's still out here. I mean, granted, he just won another one. I think Jeff Green just got signed somewhere too, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Danny Green had playoff minutes last year or whatever, but I don't know if he in the league this year. Danny Green was playing Who the fuck was he playing for last year? He came out and actually played, bro.
Jeff Green just signed a deal with the Rockets.
Jeff Green, Uncle Jeff, they needed him.
2 years.
Oh yeah, he in
$16
Cleveland
million
again.
deal.
Danny in Cleveland again. And he was
Really?
playing minutes in the fucking playoffs. And niggas was like, damn, that nigga legs is cooked. Look at how he run, bro. They was killing this nigga online.
I
But
mean, but
he
Danny
made a
legs
couple of
always
threes.
Look cooked. Now, that's the crazy. His legs
He made a
always
couple
look
threes.
cooked.
Yeah, but he used to be athletic though. Now it just looked like pain.
Back in the Spurs day, but even with us, you would see him running and just like
No, yeah. I mean, that was still near the end. I think this is where he died at. This is where Danny Green died.
in Cleveland.
No, in Philly, because he still had juice with him. No, L.A. I guess he was still running around a little bit in L.A.
Nah, he's still doing his thing.
He was still doing his thing in L.A. And they won a chip
I
over
mean, he
there.
played for us. We had him run point the whole game. Remember?
Nah, nigga, that was terrible. That was out of necessity. I think we might have had 7 niggas on the bench.
Yeah, because like half the team caught COVID. So
yeah, that was horrible.
I think that was the game where it was Dwight and Maxey that whole game.
Seeing that nigga fucking pass a ball, walk up the court dribbling and pass the ball. I'm like, yo, no, get that out of that nigga hands. That's not what he here for. That is not what he here for. Dog, that shit was ugly.
Doc was like, yo, man.
Was that the same game where Mike Scott was suited up, but it just didn't never get in?
Yeah,
because he was actually.
I mean, they
cooked too.
stopped playing. Yeah, that's the thing. It fizzled out with him. We first got Mike Scott, man. You know what I mean? He was in there, man. We had him launching through
Y'all
the D and
niggas
everything.
Niggas fuck with Mike Scott. Mike Scott was the heart of the city, bro.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he was a real one because he came in. He even got in fights.
He got in fights with niggas over his team, bro. He was a Washington football team fan.
He's like, you're not gonna tell me to love my team, not to love my team. So I respect that. That's how you
saw
really know.
You saw Devontae was doing that same thing. Devontae was going in on these niggas on Twitter. He was cooking us. Why? Because he's a Celtics fan. And he was like, see, all that shit y'all was talking. Now it's my turn. I was like, yo, all right, I ain't even, whatever, nigga. Wear green, light green. I don't give a fuck,
Yeah,
nigga.
whatever,
Win a ring.
dog.
Get 1,000 yards next season.
You talking all that shit, man. You gonna catch that damn ball in the Super Bowl this season. You know what I mean? So your ass better get us back to the Super Bowl. It's only redeemed if you still doing that, but I don't know, man. The Eagles, I think we're gonna be all right. I think they said the over under for us this season was 11.5 games. I was like, you know, we got a rough schedule, but
It ain't that bad.
I think yeah, I see it's more than 11, 12 games. So.
Nah, I think we can do better. It's like when I was looking at the schedule, let me see. All right, well, week 1 is the Patriots. That's a dub. Only people in the NFC that we could drop games to, we might drop one to Washington because of their D-line and just because they know how to play us. We may or may not drop one to the Cowboys.
I mean, we're
49ers.
gonna drop at least one of the Cowboys. I know.
Why? Because one is in like week 16 or 17?
It don't matter. We just always manage to drop a game to the
Yeah,
Cowboys.
but we also always never win a division 2 years in a row, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to break that streak this year too.
Yeah, I mean, but I think the funny thing is it's going to be one of those things to where the division itself is going to end up being. I think we're going to end up being a little more solid than not. You know what I mean? But I think it's going to be a continuation of last season to where us and Dallas would actually have a pretty good record. So we'll fuck around, end up tying and getting into the playoffs at the same time. So
49ers, Dallas. Those are the only 2 teams in the NFC that I am concerned about losing a game to. Those are the only 2 teams in the NFC I'm concerned about losing a game to. Yeah. Now, if you want to talk about the AFC, you got the Chiefs. You got we don't know what the Jets are. We don't know what they're going to become.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We got the Bills, right?
I mean, the Bills is the Bills. I ain't worried about the Bills. They got a whole bunch of fucking discord. I don't expect Josh Allen was giving the ball away at the end of last season, so I'm not really concerned about him. He don't look as good as he looked before. I'm actually more concerned about Joe Burrow than I am about the Bills. Because they shored up their O-line, nigga. And they got continuity.
Yep.
They love each other. So I am more concerned about them in the AFC. So you're looking at Chiefs, Bengals, possibly Bills, possibly Jets.
No, I don't think we played it. We don't play the Bengals this season though.
That's cool.
So
that's cool. I mean, I'm talking about in the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the Super Bowl.
Okay, so that's the thing. I'm just going through our schedule just to see.
All right, well, who we got? Because I don't think we ever did this on this pod anyway.
Yeah,
because everybody else was doing it. So I was like, fuck that.
So there we go. So we got all right. So Patriots first game, we saying that's a dub.
That's a dub.
All right. Vikings second game, that's a dub.
Oh wait, that's Monday Night Football too. Kirk Cousins can't play on Monday Night Football. That's a dub. No, seriously, he can only play day games on Sundays.
I wonder why.
Because he's a Mormon, I think.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He on some shit. Go ahead.
And they make that accommodation too? Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
I know.
I'm not saying.
I know. I was about to just say, like, you know,
I'm not
the
saying he
NFL is
actually-
like so progressive and like, you know, kind of.
Oh yeah, they are.
So-
They accept everything. LGBTQ
But
and the Q.
all right, we got the Bucks. That's a dub. Commanders, a dub. LA, the Rams, that's a dub. Jets, that's still in the air.
No, that's a dub. That's a dub.
We'll say it's a dub.
Aaron Rodgers looked like shit last year. That's a dub.
The Jets actually, the defense was pretty solid though.
No, the Jets are great. They won like 11 games last year without a quarterback.
They not bad.
Without no quarterback.
We'll see what happens with them.
Yeah.
Dolphins, I think that's a dub. Unless niggas party too much.
You think the Broncos are gonna break out? You think Russ coming
Broncos,
back? You think Russ coming back this year?
They got the right coach, but they don't have the personnel. They have no line. It's just like why would you trade for a premier quarterback but not actually have an O line to protect them with?
To put butts in seats. O lines don't put butts in seats.
So yeah, we paid fucking Russell Wilson a ton of money just to come and watch him get his ass kicked.
Come and watch that nigga just get chased around. Fucking 45
chase him around and get
to
his
an
ass
hour.
kicked. Yeah, I mean, so like that is, I don't know, but they pulled a coach out of retirement, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna tread water at least. So I don't really see them as a legit threat, at least to us, what we're trying to do.
All right, let me get the schedule open so your shit don't fuck it up.
Yeah. I think we finished up on the Jets. So we said the Jets was a dub.
I said the Jets is a dub because even if they got a great team and they got all that shit, they still brand new. They still a quarterback. They got a quarterback in a new system in a new city with a new team around them. So they ain't gonna be great yet. If they ever will be great.
It depends on how long he stays there. I can see him staying there for at least another couple seasons. So maybe not year one. Year two may actually end up being a little better.
Yeah, but he's like 40. He's 39 years old. So, yeah, maybe 2 years. Maybe not 3. And like I said, he definitely had a huge drop-off last year. He wasn't acting like no MVP last year. So,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I
didn't fuck with him after he took the money instead of keeping his receiver. Even though, don't get me wrong, I probably would have did the same thing. But you can't complain about nothing once you do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was part of it too. But then it was weird because he was like, "Yo, I want some of my old guys back," and it just got to be contentious. It's just like, all right, bro. So like, what do you want? Do you actually want to win, or do you want to actually just run the team? You know what I mean?
You
Like,
just want to run shit.
you know what I mean? So it's just, and him and the coach, they went back and forth because Dallas's coach.
You forgot the Bucks. You forgot the Bucks.
Nah, I mentioned that. Nah, that's a dub.
All right, so Patriots, dub.
Dub.
Vikings, dub.
Dub.
Bucks, dub. You know who
Dub.
they got? Baker Mayfield. Commanders, dub.
Dub.
Rams, dub.
Dub.
Jets, dub. Dolphins, we might get tired by then. We might get tired of kicking everybody ass.
And then we in Miami too. We'll see.
We might be
niggas
tired of
party
kicking
too long.
everybody ass by then.
Yeah.
But the team done been doing a lot of cool stuff in the offseason. Like them niggas just went to Hawaii for my Lotta's wedding. And Lane Johnson was just talking about how he went for some type of camping thing with a couple of the guys and shit. So yeah, they been doing stuff. They've been moving around. So I think once the season come, they're gonna be all business. Plus, Jalen still got to get a gift for his O-line. He didn't get.
Oh yeah, because he just got his deal and shit. So
yeah, so you got to buy.
Does his deal start this season or next season? Is it?
I think they going. I don't know. I'm gonna just say I don't know.
Because it's weird. Because apparently
usually they sign. No, I don't think it starts this season. But I think he can start spending money a little.
Oh
bit
yeah, of course.
This season.
I mean, it's contractors, so man, any bank's gonna be like, oh yeah, you get paid this much in a couple. Oh yeah, it's cool. Yeah, just open a line of credit with us, man. Just,
Yeah, I mean, not only that, but he also he still also got a couple of dollars.
Yeah,
because he's a QB, even though he's a 6th round pick or 2nd round pick.
2nd round pick. I mean, he did all right.
Yeah, he's
doing all right.
So anyway, so we're saying the Dolphins could be a Yami. So at this point, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are 6-1 going into week 7. Or sorry, going into week 8. We 6-1, right?
Yep.
Week 8, Commanders again.
It's a dub.
Cowboys.
We'll take that.
gonna take that
We'll
L?
take the first. We'll take the first one. We'll take the first W.
Okay.
We'll probably take the L at the end of the season.
All right. So we 8-1 going to the Chiefs.
That's up in the air. That's a question mark. That could be either or.
Let's call that an L.
Yeah.
So we 8-2 going to the Bills. Let's call that a dub. 9-2. Then we got the Niners right after the Bills. Fuck them niggas. We got a lot to fight with them for. Niggas been going all crazy
Yeah, niggas
all
been talking.
season. We got new
way
rivals.
too much shit.
We got new rivals now.
Yeah.
We got new rivals. So we gonna beat their ass. Ain't no question about that. We gonna beat them, but then we gonna drop to the Cowboys the next week.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we got the Seahawks. It's a dub. Then we got Giants, Cardinals, Giants.
Giants, Cardinals, not Giants. We're gonna drop one of those Giants games. We're
gonna drop one of the Giants games.
Yeah, we're gonna lose one just because.
Those are the last. Oh, they TBD. 1, 2.
Yeah. So in the
3, 4,
Cardinals,
5, 6,
that's a
7,
dub there
8.
too. So what is it? What are we looking at? Fucking 13, 14.
Yeah.
13, 14 games. so.
We thought. I mean, it looked all right to me, man.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we're gonna be solid. I mean, I'm not gonna doubt it. I can't doubt it. I mean, honestly, if anything, this is probably one of the more optimistic. Yeah, the most optimistic I've been for the Eagles in quite a while. You know, what I mean?
Last year I knew, nigga. Last year we sat on this podcast and said, yeah, we probably gonna win like 14, 15 games, bro. This is crazy. We got like an easy route to the Super Bowl, and then we came out there and went undefeated until we lost one game.
Yeah.
I don't even know who beat us because we could have beat them niggas. Didn't even matter. We played like shit. We beat ourselves.
Yeah. And then this season, I think it's kind of like, but I guess that's always the Super Bowl hangover thing, is because I guess because the divisions change, they put you through the gauntlet the next season. You know what I mean? And you got to actually work your way through a lot of the tougher teams, which I think is fine. I think we'll prove the niggas why, because niggas have talked a lot of shit. They was like, the only reason y'all got there is because y'all had an easy schedule and niggas was hurt. So now we doing it the hard way this season. Mm-hmm. And we're going to make it back there. And it's just like,
and we're going to be all the way ready when we get to that bowl.
And it's just like, y'all were talking a lot of shit. And we had the hardest schedule in the whole league. And then, you know what I mean? We still made it to the Super Bowl and we won it. So it ain't no more talk. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Yeah, I see 13-4 in the stars. I see 13-4.
So that's, I don't know. I'm excited for that.
Yo, who's your favorite non-Eagle football player?
My favorite non-Eagle football player?
Yeah. In the league right now.
In the league right now.
Yeah, not like ever. Not like Dion.
You said that's not. They said not like.
Yeah, not like Dion.
Okay.
Not Dion Branch.
I don't know, man. It's hard for me to actually show some love for any other players on any other teams. Nah, in terms of active guys now, like guys I guess I wish we had on our teams, or guys I just like watching play.
Yeah, there's a couple guys I like play.
So
I like watching play. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, as generic as it sounds, like Mahomes is a fun watch. That motherfucker, man, that nigga can ball.
Yeah, every time.
that nigga can ball.
Every
dog.
game.
Like that nigga can ball. That's why I'm still not that upset in the Super Bowl, because it's just like, nah, we literally lost to the best nigga, and we got cheated out of beating the best nigga, quite honestly. So, but that was that's one. Who else am I gonna say here? I mean, Lamar Jackson, he's very exciting to watch. I love him. I don't know if Derrick Henry ever get back to form, but I don't know, man. Seeing that style of fucking back in this league right now, you know what I mean? Dan, yeah, you asked for one. I said it was hard to find one, and then I gave you like 4.
Yeah. I know.
so.
Okay. 2 quarterbacks. A running back that's cooked. It's not bad. I don't know. Who would I say? How about basketball? Who's your favorite basketball player that don't play for the Sixers?
That's way too easy. My favorite basketball player to watch right now, non-Sixer, Obviously, it's
It's Jimmy Butler.
nah. I like watching the Heat, but he be taking games off. Nah, it's either
That's why I don't like that nigga.
as sacrilegious as it is, it's probably either gonna be Joker or
It's not sacrilege. He's fucking great.
yeah, fucking Luca.
I told you before all this shit started. I told you that's my favorite player to watch. That's not on our team. Joker is fucking fun as shit to watch.
But fucking Luca is also another one of them. He's like kind of in that same tier. And then fucking even fucking LeBron this past year, fucking old man bully ball Bron dog is fucking exciting to watch. Yo, that shit is fucking crazy. It's just like, damn, they get like, yo, motherfuckers want you to do this shit your whole career, and then now you just get old, decide, fuck it. You know what? I'm gonna just start abusing motherfuckers.
Yeah, that 20-20 game was pretty fucking fascinating to watch, man.
The 20-20.
Yeah, where Bron got 20 points and 20 rebounds in the playoffs. Because it was like he was off ball the whole fucking game. He was just being big.
I mean, he used to play like that in Miami sometimes. I mean, in Miami, he played more of the four a lot of games, more so than the actual, like, than even running point forward some games. I mean, at least throughout the season. And in the playoffs, they made him pretty much point. But in the season, he pretty much just had D-Wade pretty much being the point. And they would have, like, Mario Chalmers just pretty much initiate plays just for LeBron just cutting to the basket and just yamming on niggas. And it used to be wild. So, But who's yours? Who's yours?
Hooper?
Hooper.
You know who it is.
I know.
You already know who it is. It's Kyrie, man. That nigga is fucking box office, bro. I mean, you could sit there and talk about shit that happens in the locker room or shit that happens with the media or his personal opinions on things, but
Nah, nigga. No, I'm talking about just
when that nigga play,
watch basketball.
When
watch
that nigga's
play.
playing basketball, bro,
Yeah.
that shit is art. That shit is fucking pure art. And I never seen it like that. Like, he the one who made me fucking appreciate Steph game, because I was like, Steph, look at this nigga. Look at how he's moving.
Crazy, yeah.
Look at how niggas can't keep up with him. Look at these niggas dying on screens. Like, yeah, so I definitely like Kyrie. I would say Kyrie. And then for football, I don't know. It's pretty difficult for football because there's so many different positions. I usually like pass rushers. I know Chandler Jones was my favorite player in the league until he got old and cooked and then left. But when he was on the Cardinals, oh my God, I love watching that nigga go after the ball, just chasing whoever had it. Fuck it. I like Darren Waller. I think that's probably my favorite player that's not on the Eagles. And it sucks because he's on the fucking New York now.
And oh yeah, fucking on defense, Chase Young. I fuck with Chase Young.
Okay.
I mean, that's sacrilege as well, but I fuck with Chase Young. Chase Young he be in his bag too.
Yeah.
I think he was hurt last season, though, right? Yeah, he was hurt a lot last season, if I'm not mistaken. So, but man, all right. So let's close out, man.
All right.
I'm quote unquote. Nah, I'm wet right now. Just it's hot and sweaty. Gotta
Okay.
change my shirt and shit. So,
I just got one last question.
all right,
So I was watching Super Bowl 39 today.
39.
Yeah.
Who played that one?
Eagles and Patriots. Donovan McNabb and T.O. and Todd Pinkston versus Tom Brady, fucking Corey Dillon, Mike Vrabel, and, as I mentioned earlier, Deion Branch, who was cooking the fuck out of us. He actually tied the motherfucking record for the most receptions by any receiver in the Super Bowl with like 13.
Tom Brady was carving us up then.
Yeah,
I mean, but
it was the running game actually.
Yeah,
it was
but
the running game.
But it was back. It was a competitive game. I mean,
It was a competitive game until Donovan McNabb threw that pick in the fourth quarter. We actually went into the fourth quarter tied up 14-14, and then they got a stop on us, and then they scored. And then after we got the ball back, we threw a pick, and then it was over.
Yeah, I mean, and then we got it back, but it was just like wasn't enough time. It was just like, you know.
Now, it was a couple of things I could have blamed all of that shit on, but I will say Andy was trying to run that shit too much. Andy was trying to keep a balanced attack, and that's just not his game.
Well, I think because he was trying to keep the ball out of. He was trying to keep the clock going, because I think that's usually what you want to do with teams like, you know, teams that you're afraid of, quote unquote. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're trying to keep. You want to control time possession.
Yeah. So, and I mean, and shit, we did that shit in the fucking this past Super Bowl, bro. Like we pretty much had the ball all game. we like, we did as much as we could to keep the ball out of these niggas' hands, but when they got it, it's just like, nah, dog.
So this was crazy to me though. This was 2005, so this was what, 18 years ago. Nigga, still the same Tom Brady, still the same Bill Belichick, still the same Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on the motherfucking game. Troy Aikman still fucking niggas' names up, talking about Michael Westbrook just ran it in for a touchdown. And these niggas, even Troy Aikman was still on some shit. Like, I was thinking to myself, damn, this is a generation before this generation, and that nigga was still old and retired.
Troy.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
he was talking about how he was saying how the Patriots having won and gone to the Super Bowl these 3 or 4 times, these 3 times is much better than our run that we had. And I'm like, you don't even know the half, my nigga.
Exactly.
You don't even know the half. Tom Brady about to play for another 18 years, nigga. But it was just crazy how we was playing, getting carved up by that same nigga 18 years ago. That's like a whole generation. Look, that's 2 generations ago if you look at football. Because, all right, our pass rusher playing Tom Brady last year, whatever, was Booby, right?
Yeah.
Well, 17 was Booby, right? But we still had a Shady before a Booby, and we had a Brian Westbrook before a Shady. And Brian Westbrook was still playing against Tom Brady, and Shady was still playing against Tom Brady.
Yep.
And now you got all these niggas. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. It's just crazy to think about how that nigga's career spanned like 3 generations of football players.
It's funny though, because it was different waves. Because I think after that one, they didn't win one for a while until they didn't go back for a few seasons. But they had like a lot of seasons of just like really bad injuries and shit like that. So then they lost to the Giants twice. The first one, the first one, I still think that shit was fixed. That shit was fixed. Dog.
Yeah. So wait, why was Mike Vrabel on both sides of the ball though? This nigga Mike Vrabel was playing linebacker and caught 2 touchdowns.
Because sometimes what they'll do is they'll run certain plays where they'll actually have they'll have that motherfucker play like tight end or some shit like that. That's still one of those things. Like even back then, like
his number was what, 50? So I guess
they would have
that is a tight end number.
Like Warren Sapp, he would actually run tight end some certain plays and shit like that a couple times. So yeah. So I think he got like a touchdown or 2 doing that shit. So
that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. But yeah, I just wanted to ask why the fuck that nigga was on both sides of the ball. But yeah, I watched a Super Bowl this morning knowing we was going to lose, and I still somehow got wrapped up in all the emotions of it. So
because you just watched how everything kind of broke down from there.
Yeah, like I ain't know what the final score was.
Even when
be.
fucking McNabb threw up and shit.
Nigga, T.O. was injured. Him and McNabb didn't talk that whole game. They didn't talk to each other the whole fucking game. This nigga would catch a ball, drop it, walk back over to the huddle, and keep staring off into the distance while McNabb was talking. It was like terrible. And Todd Pinkston, McNabb was going to Todd Pinkston the whole first half. He had like 4 receptions for like 85 yards, and then he got injured. So he wasn't there for the second half. So it was all T.O. T.O. was cooking too.
He was
cooking. But yeah, man. He threw that last pick. McNabb threw that last pick and then went, it's on me. And everybody was just like, no shit, nigga, it's on you? What the fuck, bro? It was a bad throw. It was a terrible throw. But anyway, yeah, anything else you want to mention before we get out of here, man?
Keep cool. Man, wear a mask when it's fucking foggy as fuck outside because you don't know what the shit is out there.
Oh, yeah, we've been smoking that Vax for the last week and a half. Forgot about that. Is that the whole East Coast or just us?
Nah, man. It's been the Midwest and everything, man. So.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so man, be careful with that shit.
Yeah, they putting that shit in the air.
So.
Ain't no more affirmative action. So y'all niggas just stop putting black on your apps now. Because they're just gonna use it against you at this point.
Put in other, man.
Yeah, just put other. They just gonna use it against you at this point. Ain't nobody looking out for you. Ain't nobody looking out for your best interest.
What else they get rid of? There's a couple things, but. Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, I'm exhausted with arguing about that shit or even talking or saying how I feel about that shit.
Well, apparently, July 3rd was the hottest recorded day globally.
Nah, it was July 3rd, then it was July 4th, and then it was July 6th.
So it's just keep going?
It just keep going up, yeah. It's just wild, yeah. That's
so for all you people who don't believe in global warming, I'm right there with you. No, but you know what, though? I've been noticing my phone been telling me it's like 85, and it be fucking outside.
Because heat index and shit like that with the
They changed how they fucking tell temperature now.
nah.
Because when I used to remember when I was a kid, it was 96 degrees. It felt like 96 degrees. But
Nah.
now it's 85 degrees and it feels like 102.
Nah, well that's the thing. That's what heat index is. Like it'll be like 80 degrees, but it'll feel hotter depending on the humidity and shit like that, and just other things in the air. And then plus you got all this fucking like this haze and this smog and shit like that. So that actually makes the air thicker, so it ends up being hotter.
Yeah, because it's all on you.
Nah, nah, you all in it. so
All up in it.
all up in it. So
All up in it, eating the spinach.
you are the spinach.
Um,
Oh man, can you imagine being somebody's spinach, man? I'm pretty sure you're somebody's. You know you're somebody's spinach, bro. You got blue and red hair, man. You know how it is.
they need to call me. They need to let me know what the fuck going on tonight.
This podcast is brought to you by Yo Asses. Yes, indeed, you listen to this right now. We do this for you. And the only reason we keep doing this shit because y'all motherfuckers keep coming back and keep listening. So as long as y'all motherfuckers keep listening, we're going to keep putting out these episodes. Thank you. Remember, share this with your friends, but only your real friends. Thanks. We love you. Let's get back to the show.
So my nigga been trying to tell me how the body positivity movement, and when I say my nigga, I'm talking about somebody who's not associated with this podcast. A friend of mine has been telling me about how the body positivity movement is fucking up the black community because it's encouraging people to be unhealthy and fat. And given the fact that we all tend to have bad hearts and bad diets and pretty closed-in lifestyles with a lack of physical activity, I mean, that's just statistically proven as well. It's not good to have a fat person parading around thinking that shit is okay and making everybody else think that obesity is cool. And he takes exception to the fact that there's the youth out here who is like literally they following what they see. And if there's a positive fat role model for the youth, he's upset that somebody's not telling these kids to be healthy instead.
See, so is he saying that
He's
like
telling them he's
fat people shouldn't exist? They should be able to tell.
no.
I know.
He's saying that the body positivity movement is taking it too far. Now I think that I've had this argument with him, right? And I mean, where I stand on it really doesn't matter. But I think the big thing here is like self-esteem. That's a huge thing in this whole conversation.
Definitely.
And the one thing you don't want is you don't want to break people down. You know, you don't want to insult or hurt people or attack people themselves. But like me, I like to attack values. I like to attack thought systems. I like to attack shit like that. Ideas. I like to attack ideas. So he's like, yo, at the end of the day, it's not good for our community and our people. It's about 3 or 4 things that are really bad for our people, that it's proven to be historically bad for our people. And one of those is being overweight and thinking that shit's okay. And going into your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s with that same shit, talking about it's baby fat. And then get diabetes. And now you got 1 foot. And your kids won't come pick you up and take you to dialysis because they busy, because they got to work.
I mean, that's part of it. I mean, making health and well-being a priority in your life and shit like that. I mean, and that is important. But unfortunately,
is it more important than how you feel about yourself?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's not going to become a priority until you actually feel some type of way, about yourself. And just going around telling people that they're fat, lazy pieces of shit isn't going to actually, that's not going to get you, that's not going to get you anywhere. That's not going to get them anywhere. I mean, it maybe makes you feel better about yourself because, you're in shape enough and feel like you're better enough, to be able to talk down to people like that. But
are you fat?
Am I fat?
Are you fat?
Yeah.
Nigga, get out of my face.
I'm skinny fat. I'm technically skinny fat.
Nah, them niggas do not accept you amongst them.
Yeah, but
they'll floss with you, nigga. Chill.
But but the thing is, I'm going by, I'm
wait.
I'm going based on the standards that these health people say.
How much you weigh?
Who, me? I weigh like actually I came down a bit. I'm 181 right now. So.
How tall are you?
Me, I'm like 5'9", 5'10".
You only 5'9", 5'10"?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I mean, I must be shorter than I thought I was. Goddamn. So 5'9", 180.
Nah, you know what I mean? Fuck it. Yeah, I'm 6 foot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you need to do, like every other man.
So.
Because these women is out here fucking height shaming niggas.
Nah, in that case, nah, man, I'm 5'3", dog. I mean, just
Yeah, leave me alone.
I'm 5'3", I'm 5'4", man.
So there is that discussion to be had. And meanwhile, I looked at my man and said, but Lizzo's athletic. And he was like, get the fuck out my face. No, the fuck she not. And I was like, pull up a video real fast. Let's look at her. Show me what of those things you could do. Show me how many of those different things you're capable of. Nigga couldn't do none of it.
I mean, like, there's all right. So every person's
she's
body
healthy?
has a different biome, right?
Do
You know what I
you
mean?
think
So,
she's healthy? You think her BMI is positive?
I don't know. What's her blood pressure look like? What's it like? That's the thing. Is this so? Like, all right, there's a certain.
That's the name of this episode. What Lizzo blood pressure look like?
That's the thing. I don't know what her, but that's the thing, because you would see, like, there's been some people that you see that are actually very slim and shit like that,
But they gonna
actually
die soon.
But they have very high blood pressure and shit. Like, they look like they're in shape, but they're not. Like, there's a balance that you have to have. So, like, everybody would say, like, yeah, man, you need to be under like 15% body fat and this and that, and like there's a certain level of like physique, but there's also other things for your overall health. And then, like, there's a other side to this. Like, if you ever seen how people are when they're actually like in like these fitness competitions and like, these strongman things like that, like, niggas are literally like on the verge of like dying. Anytime you see a nigga that's in one of those
bodybuilding, because they're starving themselves with water.
So literally, like, there's fucking dehydrated, they're sick, their immune systems is just fucking like just gone. You know what I mean? So, that's the other extreme spectrum of that. Not to mention, like, a lot of these niggas, even though they look good, all that muscle and shit like that isn't always really good on your joints and all your shits like that. Like, like, even like Ronnie Coleman, Mr. Olympia, man, like, so many years and shit like that. Pretty much the best body ever in the world. This nigga's had like multiple hip and knee replacements and shit like that throughout his life. So, but then again, you have other people that are just out of shape, obese, that don't do shit to take care of themselves, don't actually do anything athletic and shit like that, and then they just slowly just decay and just fall apart over time. I mean, I think generally you just want people to get to a point to where they take care of themselves out of an act of self-love and, out of habit in a certain sense, you know what I mean? To be more invested in their long-term health and shit like that. So, but man, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to tell nobody to shut up just because, like, I can't make the argument that you need to actually do better and, like, take care of yourself. I don't know, maybe make a better argument. You know what I mean? So, I mean, body positivity works both ways. You know what I mean? You got motherfuckers that's too skinny. You know what I mean? That's fucking bulimic and shit like that. You know what I mean? Or you got motherfuckers that's eating crazy just to try to put on weight. You know what I mean? Like, there's a number of eating disorders out here.
I think that the real root of this issue is giving a fuck what people think. I think that's a real root of this issue. I was talking to my homie about smoking, and I was like, you should stop smoking vapes. I usually don't do shit like that, but I was like, you should stop smoking vapes. And he was like, why you say that? And I'm like, because there's metal in that shit, and they don't know what's wrong with it, and they don't know how long you're going to last with that shit. At least the shit I do, I know how long I might last with it. I know the types of risks that I'm taking, but you don't really know the type of risks that you're taking. I mean, don't get me wrong. You trading one devil for another devil. But I'm going to take the devil I know, right? I'm going to take the devil I know, and I'm encouraging you to take the devil you know. And my nigga said, well, I don't like the way it smell. He was like, I don't like the way I smell when I smoke. And I was like, all right, well, stop giving a fuck how you smell when you smoke. Just know you a nigga who smoke. And he was talking about basically like the girls don't like it and all of that shit. I was like, fuck what they think. If they fuck with you, they gonna fuck with you. They gonna suck your nasty smoky dick anyway. If they into it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, maybe he want maybe when he smokes, he wants it to taste like Fruity Pebbles and shit like that. You know what I mean? So,
well, he did mention that too, where it's like, well, the flavor is also a little better. I'm like, all right, cool. So you gonna die for flavor? It's like, no. So now I'm preaching to this nigga, and I'm a hypocrite.
Niggas dying for flavor every day in these streets. Nigga, what you
flavor
talking
every
about?
day, B. So anyway, just to bring that back to this,
literally, we talk about fat people right now.
So I think that we should just practice loving ourselves despite what other people might think, or whether or not we think we fit in. Because I mean, at the end of the day, like, what was it? It was Betty Davis that said, "I'm having too much trouble fitting in, so I guess I'll just stand out."
Yeah.
fuck it. Be you. You know? Be you. Love it. Try to be better. That's it. But don't be mad you fat. Don't hate yourself because you fat. And don't hate on fat people. Because there's some fat motherfuckers out here killing it. So I want to give a shout out to all the fat niggas who look better when they was fat. Al Roker, Adele, Fat Joe,
Al Sharpton,
Jonah Hill.
He's the biggest one. If anybody you see.
He was like, yo, put that weight back on, bro. Please, put that weight back on. So, yeah, I loved y'all when y'all was fat. And then y'all went and got skinny. And now I can't look at you the same no more.
And I hate to say this, even Anthony Anderson, actually.
Anderson,
yeah.
Oh my God, he used to be one of the boys, the Eminem boys,
like,
in the Nutty Professor.
I'm happy that he's healthier, but damn dog, like he it looks scary actually.
I don't like the way he aging, man. I like my old people fat. Like remember when like when your parents and your grandparents and all of that, remember they was all overweight? That shit was nice. That's how it's supposed to be.
I think there's a certain. I don't know. I think there's a certain balance of how much you have that you need to have compared to how much you know what I mean.
See, I think you're supposed to be big all over. I don't think you're supposed to just have like a big stomach. You know what I mean? You ain't supposed to just have like a big ass gut, but I think you're supposed to be big all over.
Well, I think the
like
big gut
legs,
though,
big arms.
But you man, but then you know that's when you start getting into like the real, you know what I mean, when it gets deeper than rap, because you know what I mean. Half the reason that all these motherfuckers is fat to begin with is the bullshit that we eat, man. Like it's crazy because I haven't been overseas in a while, but every time I actually see somebody that goes overseas and they come back, they spend like extended time. They'll eat more food than they would they'll eat out every night over there and shit like that. But these motherfuckers literally come back looking better. It's just like, bro, I was like, I saw the pictures of shit you posted. I saw how you were eating. You look like you lost weight. You know what I mean?
I mean, they got us smoking vax. All in the air. I mean, they got us eating processed meats and shit that come from fucking meat cultures.
Niggas got us eating fucking, you know what I mean, dehydrated space food and shit like that.
Yeah.
Repurposed space food and shit. So
real shit.
It's like, yeah, man, we got chicken nuggets, man, that can fucking last for 3 months.
Like,
French
why?
fries that can last for a year.
Like, why, nigga?
And it's like, why are we eating this for fun here? You know, there's other motherfuckers that need some form of nutrition. You could send that shit all the way over there.
Yeah, and not only that, but like there's fresh shit that's going bad every day. But you motherfuckers is eating this old shit with the preservatives in it. Like, what's up with that?
Well, you know, like we waste more food than we waste 30% of the food that we make actually gets wasted. So that includes.
You mean the U.S.?
Yeah. So like, you know, in terms of just like meats, like, you know, if you look at if you go to the back of any grocery store, and they probably don't even like keep it in back anymore because motherfuckers probably raiding the fucking the dumpsters and shit. But if you see how much food they throw away, it's just sad, man. Sad.
I mean, I don't know, man. I've seen it in some aspects, and it is sad.
So that stated, if anybody, you got some food that you got in your fridge and it's still good and it's still edible, listen. In a lot of communities, I know particularly like the community I live in, and you're starting to see a lot of these things going on. Fucking community fridges, throw that shit in there. Yeah. Somebody pick that shit up.
Hell yeah, niggas need that.
So.
Hell yeah, niggas need that.
And if you got a lot of bread and you listen to this podcast and you can afford it, donate a community fridge to your fucking to your neighborhood and shit like that.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Maybe saving the family.
Because we need the money on Cash App too. So TRN Podcast on Spotify, TRN Podcast on Apple Music. The TRN Podcast on Twitter, TRN Podcast on IG, and TRN Podcast on Twitch. And on Cash App, because we need the money.
I mean, donate to the TRN Podcast community fridge. You know what I mean? So
exactly, because we hungry too. You want to talk about this war in China, or you just want to go?
This war in China? Yeah. Let's take a break real quick, and then we'll come in hot on that. All right.
Find out on the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z.